Right, we say about Bibiara Kwaba, and we are bringing from Kastle 90.3 FM. Thank God it's Friday, and the 9th day of May 2025. Onti Ochebianka Kankra, Yamenya Roko. Aha, the biggest conversation, on your biggest platform, Kastle 90.3 FM, the most authoritative voice of the land. We are bringing business Kwamena Suman. I'm fast than be a former production team headed by Mr. Bernard Ogo Osman FKK. Black Crusade Trainer to our Facebook, then also on YouTube. Kona Koji the Hawk newspaper, and some polo and some trollo is all Kodo Ghana. All the controversies, stories are running in Abia. Out of the Hawk newspaper, and they are breathing. Now, what can it be? By kind of see of the editor in chief, Charles McCarthy. But they are breathing even in some Oracle around the world and in Ghana. What is trending now in Ghana today? In fact, the dollar and the cedi issue, she said, between NDC and NPP. NDC for what say? Or your one inch say, what do you go quim? NPP for what say? Or your legacy, the former administration, what did the two led by His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo and then Alhaji Mamadou Bawumia. The gold reserves and the Ghana yenya the stability against the dollar. It is the trade war between USA and then the China and most of the world currencies competing with the dollar. Were you anticipating the free fall of the dollar? But shouldn't we, celebrating our gains as a nation? Dollar no cost or can't NDC or can't NPP. You belong to this party or can't. Ordinary Ghanaian or can't. The must no Okofoma or can't NDC or can't NPP or can't ordinary Ghanaian in this country. Should we politicize it? And a bit dinner and no cost soon been the politics. In this end, all before my binom soon for politics today. We put in good measures on internet the bedroom day. Anti the omani kwaya yehu pa. Na school feeding for and one in some say coincident. The government of Ghana or cancel school feeding caterers one contracting. But this caterers is a work can you there? And Cabanon born now for no. Some of them I got to talk to Nyama Nadi Sika or Sada Benicia Demo and they will petition. Oh yeah, the Asante Hini and then Chief Imam, the Uncle Beam Farmer. Now the finance minister, Eriabiri Orepa Egwedifo Chode, or someone wanted to warn your mother, Do you agree with the finance minister? Now, Yenyim Edu Boyin ni issue with the Attorney General and then the court issue. Any day you want a memoir, Edu Boyin Oze Aba Bontina all claim that Sikanokra Wakawa Samano would be to allowance demand MPs or Parliament would be talk card demand the current president of the Republic would be sponsor political parties. But then this would deny taking any money from the NSB and one day Edu Boyin to name parties allegedly funded with the 8 million Ghana cedis. But we need more probe into that issue. As a nation, we need more probe as to how these monies, yes, or a security issue, and see, or say, On Interiabri, Meni Alhaji Osman. Yabetinasina is in common on some of the issues are Orokodo Elhon. Now, Speaker of Parliament, I say Ghana City's source, Speaker Babin, optimistic over currency's gains against the dollar. The Masone economist, Ahro Warakasa, I say, Professor Corte, I saw it coming, but not on this scale. Now, the biggest of all, the big issue of the day, NPP, His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Obobu Nkunta, the chair Ghana for on 120 days in office. Some of the policies or the social contracts signed with Ghanaians. Obobu Nkunta Zemayan. NPP in the press conference, and also what the one day was the two or igwa as to in one the 120 days of the president in office in Yama and 120 days. No, so was the two gwa. So we will go into that matter now. You deal with it in the appropriate time. On it, I bring my main cow there. You stream live on Facebook, then also on YouTube. And to call Facebook, Kastle 90.3 FM. Then also on YouTube, Kastle 90.3 FM. On your one, the various social media handles in your so X, Instagram, Ninjano, you stream live on it. Call like, leave your comments or na yan can enfa more. And I'm also www.kastlefmonline.com. You stream live and the area bree follow yan various platform ni na ye boy ahomanu so a ye de jo messages no so no 0244743143 0244743143 and also for all messages no being WhatsApp and then also text message. Yareji na makanamo. Debi ayaka you should be devoid of insult after message na ziba moye short na yankan ama yotum so yakanu nu benede na yenjebiwo na ankade yejebene mu wechiri. Enti medase bebre de ayenedam ama. Mameseremo akwa bebio en famra Kastle 90.3 FM. Asdeni bi in Koma in Jumukua on the first section of this program. Also Yanasen Ridge Royal Hotel, the main control day Mother's Day. Oreba, yes, on the 11th of this month. Nyami Aduma Sunday ya and the 9th or 10th Sunday 11th. On inti Oma mi wawa Oma mi tia sam kwansan biara didimi biano toma biara dimu sike biano ma me papa show your appreciation. And Ridge Royal Hotel one more the opportunity na also trawodo fama Oma mi sike kumebi na able chia na wanso aje Oma mi eni ewo or second Ridge ewo go yara for 0312003222 and 0501672908. Ridge Royal Hotel, richly inviting, comfortably yours. Max by Ghana Limited. In fact, one-stop shop, one more the opportunity. On found the Wosika, another Enyisika. What's the end? One product ahro and your mahro, Techno, Infinix, Itel, Cynex, TCL, and Afi Bebrea Okaka. Moya in there, I will run a shop and I want to store. Now, with your national ID card, being Ghana card, voters ID, driver's license, Foko. Ekwa, few questions will be so. Now I fill the forms and exam. Then item never pick no. Select a mobile phone. Then pay 30%. It's 30% and can be spread amount within a year. Na etia da me sikani na. Enti onya which a use at the papa with more time to pay or Max by Ghana Limited. Well, what the popular techno shop Infante Pim Junction for 0505083831 and visit www.maxbuy.com.gh. Now also anyone is in common. Anointed Engineering Services Limited. The main control day. Wire repairs, rentals, and installation of generators. Enti ensure ahoro mosque, ahoro restaurant, hotels, tour bars. Messi, afi fetu affection obeye fante bruta. Mpemfa ahoro afi obi obeye guest of honor. Ofri Nigeria or Nigeria wana himfu ni bi na oriba. Enti afi fetu affection de onye easy cry. Na here 24-hour electricity they do juma, power they do juma. You can't rely on electricity company of Ghana. You can't rely on them. I bet you. Minkada why but you can't rely because in free no didi juma. No but too much touch ma at any point in time. But anointed is wage mamo, cut a generator. At that moment, turn on your generator. From 5 kVA to 3000 kVA backed by 5-year warranty. And you know baby jeda anointed. Over 20 branches across the country. Finfiniman Tuman and Cape Coast and our country opposite the main lorry station near the Republic Bank. From 0248455697 and 0243480334. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator expert. Now, high sense the main control there. January campaign no good or record. And the smartphone app. Microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, iron, fryers, sound system. Ninyine bi na pia. Call High Sense on the showroom. What it's so bunu today? Who. All the 16 regions ebon on the showroom ni bi elho. Mankasim or Ben Blue Hills Restaurant one year until another one year Pacific Filling Station no and one year is in Shwenyum for 0302 550000. High Sense everyday prices for everyday people. The first part of the show, these are the proud sponsors that we are bringing. We'll show your nursing elho and easy in common. The question I may be saying there, shouldn't we celebrate our gains? Should everything be politicized? Whether being in opposition or in power, can't we think as a nation? Alaji.
Kwamina.
Salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala.
But I remember French farmer Dr. Yahweh Duchum. Minimdo or town.
Yeah.
Dr. Duchum what town? The former education minister. Yeah, our town.
Now, and the mission in Tiaozi what town?
For that one, I don't know.
You are not aware.
Yes,
okay.
I don't know.
Because recently, Miriam are picking information, but also listen about the come.
Oh, okay. The MPP internal contest,
Yes, you will not pay BNB. You will not a large bow mea. Na a compreko. Showboy. When I been a man when away you will name, but also I've read some attribution. No, so I don't know some post Ghana full of our friend.
And sounded we making it clear.
I was a Ghana phone on your naso for phone on you chrome of our friend.
Okay.
It's in the Hajim Kona on Rabule Chumna. It be MP before so one man a Kunya. Over Tumna, Baby and now faces
the former education minister.
Of course.
Also, now man, we are him for far friend. I suffer a bumper man.
The
Honorable Lady Ghana.
We're here. It's a no doc. And you are brewing Kastle FM your children.
Yeah.
All plans will be an Yakupo on Tonsu Pongudo. Then when you are brewing Watun Suno.
Yeah.
You be on your fine or for more. I always say that we need good men for this country. For me, I am a punk of our year. What can we? When I wear you show no. Me, I don't believe in Yankasa have a baby. But where you man I am better day, and you made you man a day, and you made you man. He can be a surprise candidate. It's no Yamanitun. Jumeza wabo kuma bezibiano. Nyakupo no toso pongud na on for man.
So record says straight on the city depreciation or city appreciation by Sami Jemfi Esquire. By the end of December 2024, our gold reserves at the Bank of England stood at about 30 tons. Yet one US dollar was selling at about 16 Ghana cedis. Our gold reserves has increased by about just a ton in 2025, and yet the dollar is selling at 13 cedis, 13.2 Ghana today. This should tell you that the significant appreciation of the cedi and the drop in the dollar rate is not as a result of gold reserves accumulation per se. For if 30 tons of gold reserves under the MPP could not reduce the dollar rate to below 16 cedis, then 31 tons of gold reserves cannot marginally reduce the dollar rate to 13.2 cedis. Simple logic. Exchange rate stability is primarily a function of demand and supply of forex. The cedi is stronger today, not primarily because of our gold reserves, which, by the way, is not being depleted or injected to show up the cedi. The fact shows that our gold reserves is rather increasing. Fact is, the exchange rate is more stable, with the cedi appreciating today because of the significant surge in dollar inflow on the back of unprecedented gold exports. Underlined, gold exports. This has increased the supply of dollars in the market to meet and even exceed demand. Also, the cedi is appreciating because of restored confidence in the Ghanaian economy due to the prudent and credible fiscal and monetary measures adopted by the NDC Mahama government and the central bank. Under Bawumia as head of the EMT, the Ghana cedi attained the unenviable record as the worst performing currency in the world. Today, the Ghana cedi is being hailed as the best performing currency in the world wide. And Kofi Benty says what? Bawumia deserves credit. Aban Papaba. 120-day social contract delivered. This is from our own brother, Sami Jemfi, lawyer, acting chief executive of Good Board. Alaji.
We live in an interesting country.
Yeah.
We just cannot celebrate any gains without politicizing it. Kwamina dollar now ones na or kufum. And I see now ones na or kosu no good news and then make wahadi. Ghana ni biara or Ghana man no dosha na kumum. Nim papa biara wo krom hade a odi dwumasi biara wo hade. One pa buying there. And kayaba daibo sra na portina. Now $1 is equal to 1 cedi. Inti Motibia na coming point and imagine point there whether gold reserve say exchange of yen gold and export to say government policies to all the ordinary Ghanaian things about in there. Say kana honzeno on sanso nja na do dollars no onkufu. That is all that we are looking for. Coming the argument by Sami Jemfi. For me it is apt. He is not lying. I question you baby. I send you document to be. In the section WhatsApp, the amount of oil gold reserve from some number of oil months now, starting from 31st May 2023. Now yen gold reserves no total holdings no 8.78. Then you could do oil somewhere around October, November, December 31st. Now or 30.53. It's about room into a year 4 months into this particular year. Right from 1st January, 28th February, 31st March, and after 30th April.
It started from 31st of January.
31st of January, yeah. Up till 30th April, or 31.37.
Yeah.
Into the difference from 31st December up till now it is only 1 pay and our come on. But of course I'm saying there. So you know busy no corner says I'm a at the time yerba kwako to abano. Na dollar no somewhere around mid 2024 no. Na dollar now one's no or was certain city. So we're covering around 15 point something. But I feel kwako to abano. Per the records I remember what had no. It was around 15 no It was around 14 points. My main confirm so that I made a mistake. Around 14.57 or so.
At time I It
was around 14.57 or so. So it means around that time, no, na dollar na no, so oruko fom. Sidin was gaining kakankra. So if that is the argument in poa, dollar no started oruko fom, wa break kwa koto aban, but no nye effective today. Me is my year when see ano. So one says me feel that the two parties in Yinano and the argument about gold reserve and the one we see now ones in all concern and those ones maybe as about 20.
So or your gold reserves now, now we should be talking about $1 to 1 cedi.
Probably. So yeah,
if you understand my argument. If you understand my argument, if there's all your gold reserves now, now our city should have been appreciated more than this.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. But in the economy biano, gold reserve, yes, it is there. Some countries they back their currencies with gold. But almost what determines the ahwanzen and also the strength of your currency or your wood trading no. Until they say we are actually the GDP, the calculations, the economics in your school now. You will be by your friend X minus M, export minus import. So what export no or do also to import or by a surplus, which is plus. But we import no, so do also to what export now or by a deficit, which becomes negative.
So you're starting from Ghana now. You're not exporting it to them, and you're not importing it to them. Yes. Are we saying that we are exporting more? On internet, you more currencies into the system.
Absolutely.
Another, since an importation of goods.
It's the reason why a lot of the arguments be recorded. Let's talk about our export first. Here we are. We'll talk about our import. Now, your exports currently just somewhere last week. And I better say the last 4 months the gold board or as I way to now exports 2.7 billion worth of gold.
2.7 billion.
Dollars. On a million billion. And to the mystical way, I was good if you had as a corner as a quadje receipt. It means as a quadjisica. Yeah, supply raw gold and as a quabruchi. As a quabruchi now, what more be before be other than dollars to the mystical said the babaka about your economy. So obviously you get more dollars in your system than the first now. Na encrebe brain na enfom kono. This is 4 months we are talking about.
So inka the miske nyina no inka obo in different channel.
Thank you. Into say can here inka smuggling, black market for no. That must can so okwa. We don't report it officially. 1 year yensika mo krom hade. Into abasha the year 2022, 2023. Gold are exporting as called Dubai. Dubai first of gold worth almost about 6.7 billion. Has time to be corrected from Ghana had but on our books, it was about 4 billion. And to them 2.3 billion and work with
shortage,
them shortage, them is a canoe 1 and 10. Baba into now also on yen my you lose some of it to the black market and when I was smuggle gold but this time round in 4 months to pay this amount of money you to me nyefi abrochi is the best in the economy. It's a bit more attributed that the gold board one trading away in gold and I my currently yes can way to stabilize the crowd. You talked about yen imports. Now there's a certain trade war be our between the Americans and the Chinese. Certain country put why we're not doing put there. One for dollars in point trading view. And in they say the American dollar currency currently now. And once in Akasano to some extent, other countries be ones okofum. But if you check the Nigerian currency to that of the dollar, I want to say that the Nigerian currency is not doing good in terms of the dollars, In terms of also, interesting factor. Now, others are also making an argument there. Ebia na Ghana because we are not spending that much within the economy. Because so far, yesterday you there, your pump is covered by honum. Ebia nintina, while my cities now was also all coser. That is by the argument of your honorable Afenyo marking. And then also make that argument,
And see, now, there's not much pumping of money into the system.
Oh, that is what he is saying.
Okay.
Because the moment you are signing a contract, you're expecting there, you are going to pay money to contractors, which means the average sign contract in dollars. So it means they be and it's in our currency so now so all Costa Rica.
And currently Ghana any obligations to be with our international partners. We are not. Yes,
so it means can also be in
Okay.
So these are the things that we are talking about.
Enka busebia ya kwaje say the interest and esike bi o say the no you negotiate me you to be asada.
Yes.
And nke interest na ade bia ye bo chuche now scanner ka omani no mu.
Okay. And na face yon international market nso no ntisia no enko bobosia na interest mi so sanso mbombo bibio. So these are some of the arguments no. But for me, maybe I'm a put a focus attention for my day. Let us, when it comes to economic issues, yes, or your government decisions, parties' decisions, be not my able to state you will. So you feel that's or the gold reserve a Bank of Ghana will withhold an Obama currency no. Now one's in a Kosura. Why don't we put more in it? So the gold board won't measure worries and then they are coupon charge in the last 4 months officially. Ghana ya report to $2.7 billion. You call IMF, you're pochel. Now pressure about Ghana for you know. You cap only 3 billion. 3 billion is just 4 months pay. And it was in your dama 2.7 billion, almost $3 billion. You know, coming it means that's here for the same trajectory way now. By the time I be the year 2025, we know. Now say multiply 2.7 billion by 5, it's almost about 8 billion or more. And Ghana in terms of only gold.
Okay.
We are not even talking about cocoa on the others no so years corner.
Cocoa no go do small girl no. I did
the
video be amu.
Yes.
More than 40 bags I would go. Tipa track good.
Yes, so that is the mentality. Because cocoa from me feel the community is soon.
Yeah.
Me feel that what they deserve in form one. A rational human being. It's not the same work. If another company comes in with the same kind of environment, but almost more sika, I'm not sure about Hadi. Obviously, you would want to move on. And that is the dilemma of the cocoa farmer or Ghana Hadi. But come in a young Kenya info for no, we feel that as a nation, no, we can learn from each and everyone. Well, that's what your NPP policy you. That's the NDC said they can improve on it. It doesn't change anything. Because in the other countries in the world, in fact, they back their currencies with gold. It's where no onion no velty a young who be that. Other countries are doing it.
The previous government was starting gold for oil policy.
Gold for, I mean, these things no honor. And to say about say food that if I want to nasa waboy we can improve on it. There is a reason why ban where by ya or the change now today. Yet the gold board no.
It means no way who
be.
Okay.
I want to me feel that let's forget about this cheap partisan politics, you know. I just said encourage Sikasami dollar in Koguro or Kosura. Maybe I can then people for they won't come and then attribute it to Alaji Baumia. They would never do that. Since they can be what they there. So you're being dependent to be able to call Honamana. Abani Biaba, Obanya assets, was also we inherit or liabilities to Honum. In Tabana say Kobe or Honama, you offset it. So people want to say, Papa, remove one of your coin. And maybe America, His Excellency, the former president, when you baby call John Evans at Tamos. N1, Wabra, Wabana program, no, ye contracting Bibia. Now, all be able to try a home. Now, ye two, now ye use road officially, no. He invited President Kufuor Umbra number Kawana 1 year because on no initiative that particular or year contract, no. Or yeah, needing is the same. He was only showing that maturity there. Omana ye no. Obia Kahubi. Obi started from baby. Odisa na was able to na yen na ye na ye ko enyim. But so ya the papa, yen from yen ye hu, sa the bonus is a yen je na yen fan sha ban no kwan. And if you are using the same analogy, then we can also come back to the issues of galamsey.
Okay.
So started if baby. Now ben be able so na went to 1 year. The man be sin na dan kukufa no so no time. Na yen tum na yan year. Now it is worsening. Mrs. as you blame one.
Because they say member of parliament for Cape Coast North also oh young queen on the galaxy, you know, young queen.
It's a camera. If you listen to politicians,
yes,
there would always be politicians and Obakama or Obakabiano. It's in the answer me say Professor Bokpin. So
in Ghanaians now we need to be asking questions.
That is the whole
as
thing.
To how are now currently.
So a government policies
yes.
Abanu programs was the bear and the Yezi Juman and the able to be agina now. what are those policies?
And we vote for government to come into power to solve problems for Ghanaians
and improve our lives. I mean, that is what I'm looking for. Intimate Professor Bokpin, yes, we are looking for some of these positive changes, but a very positive changes in now. You expect that there should be stability. Until then, because Ghana was all before, and come on board the former to a level we are going to sustain it. Imagine 8, 7, 5, 3, 4 pa. A one and a baby jina honum. Scanon con cost no sound soon before me bio. Now, of course, the fluctuations in the market. Until now, when you can say, in those days, when we pay $10,000 or the quick to go, now go here 1.5 billion, now cause our call. But when you can say, I sit down was local from Weno, obey here just 1.3 billion. Sky in away for 400 million cities and away for
what that be before for?
What that be before for? So it means that you know Ghana had a years to go about you. Yeah, also your own battalion. Maybe I want to watch now, but I want to go ahead. No, I want to win your kwaji. But that is what the system should be. But all could the meaning now, and I be much work for child there. Guta, and on the address to a woman, you should start talking to your members. Since you are prices on local form. No, now some who the social media be must say I'm going to prices in Pono. What started there or before. I mean, these are good things that we want to see. Because what they them hyperinflation in Ghana had now it was crazy. Of course, there are a lot of problems. I know what she went through.
But Osman, the question may be saying there, yes, now we are at 18 point something. Marketing so to now.
Yes. And when I say because it should affect the market.
Yes, market it
takes
now.
Time.
Because some of the goods in the price may be original.
Yes.
The finance minister Krampono all pay go the future obeya wanted to Wanyamado. I listened to Guta and even they are crying that they have dollars, they don't know what to do with the dollars. Also, it should be all flow the dollars into the system. Yes.
Now one's in book form. Now in my real estate no onye car dealers warrior. First no quoting the price in dollars because na dollar no was sir. Until quoting was see that scanned dollars. No quote for dollars they be a quote of cover catch of the $15,000. Then a convert to Ghana cedis mass can be. But now no send a dollar now one's local form no. Or quoting the prices at the same rate dollars not in cedis. Until they say they are now quoting their prices in Ghana cedis. But at the time, and maybe a series another dollar
no, we're quoting with that dollar rate.
That is what they are doing. So we need some of these checks, to make sure that in the market, people will start feeling it. And yeah, but so when you're gonna have the anchor, come anchor, then politics in position, we shouldn't be doing it. But what I acquire today, a man I yet to maintain, Bibiano politicize it to honor. Yelka, being pibum pine like a dollar, no code to 20 Ghana cities. Now conquer that bunny bay, Konyazi. Just because you suppose your opportunity, political capital, those who are standing on our bonnet there. You're being promoted to the municipal, as you know, it is worsening. But I had the benefit of yen now.
Okay.
That's can be confirmed. But my master in there, what that large about you, say NPP government too, say NDC government too. It is for us Ghana for there. Yes, it cannot want to know over cost.
Yes, I understand you, but you're equating them so be. I mean, there's one administration, how things were. Yes, there's new administration, how things are now.
Abenibia inherits assets, not liabilities. Yes.
And then the success of what you are talking about now, no, Onya and the monitubia kodo the dado.
Certainly, there is something that we kodo honum. And in fact, I'm you point jimpo there. So even if so a den numpa, at least about me attention academia, certain government even the time, we did something and yes, we've improved on it. That's why I said that the reserve argument I'm imposing can fund 20 because just one ton, it cannot change that much. But yeah, for the analogy of because go abuchi. Now also got ton when you make a scanner. Now yes, can be able to chroma hadi. You quite pay 3 billion. But within format, we are getting 2.7 billion. That means it comes to Ghana, the economy. So we have more dollars to come a day.
See, we will not need IMF because you can't call your IMF. Now, we put in measures Ghana for no.
That is the whole concept.
Now we are talking about utility tariffs in a day. I mean, IMF have impact in those sectors on the day. So if Yananka say in a way, you generate sika to show up our system.
That is the whole concept.
Okay.
It's your money no put a be more kade for any country be to thrive no. Come is about production. Say you produce a lot to Chrome Hade. Now say other sectors in now they are working. It's be for Hade. It's kind of cyclical. It is revolving around the economy. That's what gen taxes in power. Because you know, now you also in your home for season to know. It doesn't even affect you. I know my economy no onion no. But yes, we acquire just 1 or 2 sectors per. When you can say and come up into my media budget review no. Let's see how the other sectors are also going to contribute to the economy. Yeah, sure, nan oil no, nan mining, yeah, sure, agriculture services, manufacturing. How they are also going to contribute to the economy. Now you when they be a government programs so as a buy no, indeed they are working. Actually, me feel there you cannot entirely attribute it to government programs. But I want some anyone in yarding. Because saying that receipts of 2.7 billion now you gold board or Ghana had it. But now you have gold board. And I'm a boy. So let's give credit where it is due. But me feel there whether I like Bamio this or whoever, it is for Ghana.
But there is one thing we need to check as a nation: food inflation.
Yes.
On all draining coffee
yes.
Food inflation. We need to do something about it.
The problem say food inflation it becomes worse when food you know or your off season. This year I base banana the time also. Is it mango crum?
Yeah, mango riba.
Yes, mango riba.
Brodina impuana no why
na. I don't know because tompua. One man 4. I let him for 10 cedis. But so you do that my bumper season now. A cotton point what my mobile 10 cedis. So it means that say your winter season now as a no boyet. But your bumper season now as you know or very cheap.
So we need to think smart as a nation. You put in measures. We need not to go off season and then another Israel. Look at Israel.
Look at this Arabian world. China for so desert. The last time I watched it, I can't wait see what for that their desert in world transformed into forest. But here in the Arable lands you will come hade.
We are not
agriculture doesn't look so interesting. That's why I said the last time there. Yes, NDC they are coming out with programs. They want to boost agriculture, which I support them 100%. Yes, start to be baby. I mean, first time I start me who them impact no.
Planting for food and jobs.
Yes, one village, one dam. All this one sitting here and say you now. We should measure there. Ghana should have food security. We should measure there. It's bannable on
food inflation.
And they say petilapia be now quite Korea. Having a control bar. Catching to Muntobi. Today be all down one sign to make it. I know someone
because of the feed now. The more no be a dinner.
But in they say Cote d'Ivoire. The last time we call Afconi, many uncle berries in common. Also, Netilapia yet to our day by 40 cities, 50 cities, 100 cities, no. I want to buy 15 cities, buy 10 cities. Tilapia, but they on your day be a baby demi.
Tilapia bon frete.
You see, so and a year there, government policy, so almost all year round, farming no chilo to more kodo. All year round. Maybe your advantage of honum, you focus on honum. Burkina Faso, let's look at what they are doing good. Urban onion, tomatoes, nyama kitten bina. They do it and do it better. In fact, Ghana, you were arable land than Burkina Faso. Why are they able to do it? Now, how they know? I'm happy some politicians, they are also now getting into farming. But Abba for that, farming is so lucrative there. You to be a warrior square graduate in a fee with technical support we can crave from the agri department. Obotum wa one, Mwenya Sase. Obotum wa one, the urban services, a family input no implement now. Oban Yabino's by Yuma. And can they able to me a cooperative simple? A nipa buy 4 or 5, one register a business, one call assassins a renting pa, one farm on uncle consider Jimezino. By Chroma, most of the times, I better the government back there. This is what they are doing. But able come supporting a behind Pono. It is difficult. As I say, as a nation, you this year do the region be aluminium will produce.
Yes. And see, youth are in the 1 year Juma or Ghana. Abandoned the work abroad. Abba. I don't know ye institute to be what Hadea. Over to say agri sector. Youth, no, you are rich one. Maybe I want 10,000 youth.
Yes.
Yeah, may I want 5 years. This 10,000 youth, the government is providing land.
Yes.
One input. One phone ria.
In fact, come land in the Penwa. Miss American, we can do it as easy as possible. I was into that band. Nanka sound quite jeans asino. Na on service land.
Yes.
Na yen 2020 and from tournament eba.
Budia.
Organize one. Ye mobi. Ye were farming servicing facility or honum.
Yes.
Into saying your tractor on your friend and sana kwa pacho. If you were honum. Into one would bro. Irrigation system. Ya ye ni na bi wo honum. One would tomatoes from one year. A cabbage from 1 year. Imu warrior. What an estate of lander. Abana jat what a hard is farming a years by. And say you tell say if you are interested in farming now, acquire 5 acres of land in pa. Ye try exam. We can easily do that. But I think the abandoned has started the National Service Authority. Once in Sasia, once was a year one farm sinibi, poultry now, they want to worry a bill honum. I mean, now come to show up honum. But the idea na Kesibeno, we have 16 regions. Almost in every region in Biano. I'm sure there will be one particular or your farming producer. It be more what I'm advantage, you know. It's on a large scale. Nanka yeje mude region in Biano and can want to nanka 1 year. I mean, can want to nanka encourage the youth, you know. They will get in there because farming will come in oil lucrative.
Think aban wo dam say national service for you post to government farm. You should go and work.
Yes.
Feed the nation.
Dominati. Cheni pa koneka. No onye dwuma. Onya nyama no so a enye nchim. Make my first way ebunu ebusa na aze no. We can still do some of these things. But na yama
Intinka wodua mo oboba no government share with them. Apart from what one monthly stipends no.
Yes.
I didn't ye na wo bua. Then a percentage will go to them.
Yes, encourage the persons. Now kontum na konyan the more. Into being beyond the service in Impono, they can continue and then go on. It's the programs I was about. I think that maybe in the next 2 years to come, another the next year to come. No, you know how effectively we are going to mechanize agriculture. Now is the big room into manufacturing because that is what they promised us in the manifesto. But as they stand, some food inflation is coming on easy. On easy, them check. You know, put the man mistake in the cup easy. It could be a minimum of that one day. I can be a 50 Ghana 60.
Ma watch it no.
On your easy crown, but in Kukwait and Kochanka Kumadi. In Akasia, Kobaya Kama. It will create employment, will boost local industry. Now, yes, you to me in your winter. I pray and hope there. Come in the survey, yes, for politics in 2020.
Okay.
You do political campaign timer. See here, I believe you are 100%. Therefore, maybe be original year when it's make a day. We should have an opposition coming out. They are, we're not doing with the honor. They think about Ghana, not just there. Yamba want to see presence.
So that the next election we win the seat. Yeah, but motive government so our pre them or win the seat.
The same thing. It's me. I feel the base my yes around the end man nakasano. At this time, my yen na yentum yambua.
Okay.
Na yenyazi no nye nti. I'm the mumpai boy in there. Into much China pa. In fact, Bloomberg predicted there. By the end of May, no, na city no, and I'm hoping and praying there. On your them say indeed, so your government policies and programs no must sit down with Kufuma.
We will see.
In fact, ye na ye who the city now was no, obo confirm the more. Go Ghana fully bro. Come on, easy. Sometimes I put a cut to normal, sure, no can be the mia.
Asa, on easy.
Now cook, or produce where I could catch that dollar now one's in was slow. I was a cook and I want milk obey a year had it. And also my man away as and I mind me. In fact, traders know
at least I work every 3 days if you are not a different sticker.
Now you're stabilization of prices into no. I pray and hope that we are very fine. Now I'm take a crabby on a Dubois in the I'm not codon.
And the Friday come more off season now.
You see here, come and some more quoting another day as a book of quarter. Meaning why all of a sudden no, we are trying to find problems. And like I said, I'm a young. What's was see? Sikabia kaka for one size, the music kana was a mon. We create account bia. Nigeria bonus kasabi. Anami boa. Suppose the number canon.
Yeah.
It's Sisiano case or court. Now you write to national security, also attributing X amount of money CBA, also 2 year at the man Kofibi. Now the question I'm asking myself in there, so will be your official lejuma. Now say it trace the opposition party, whether it was by the trace kind of former one. Announced today, one can say whoop him, and I say it was stipulated that come in and say if you're wronger or you're one fault.
Or 140 bia.
More trace kind of fault. So why is it that ye nyabuter now one could argue one case in our court?
But ya kada o ye new tree no fault no so new receiving no so no. Or said or receiver.
Yeah, so the question, that's the question I'm asking.
Or said or receiver.
Because you come and say in politics name I'm a be me feel there. Some of these issues are there and could that issue be another trap being a yes at my young. Now I can say NDC one IT computer
Dr. Tango computer.
Dr. Tango computer. As one moment could be as a party officially.
Yeah.
For them, they have not received anything. May say Kofi Apalu. How's in there? The most can end this MPP for no. One Akasana Wabo won't see me there. Or Bob war home. Into the end, behind the young Ghana for no. And now one was Sabi, what we end question for any answer. Into a mano, even the 8 years. Nay, ye busy 8 years. Into the Musca National Security, what to opposition party no. MPP wants to opposition no. Wants to GB. Joy News, and all the interview. And I will be sent there. Now the Musca now will take more political party and now. No, that be. And the same people will talk to the Musca was a moment. So is it indeed true there? Dama arrangement no or we need to find out. And secondly, Obi wa parliament na ye you wo o man tem wo constituency ye wo ko parliament ko yedwuma was what to a committee the subcommittee bi do na in the one pass a bill was obi bi a wo fan no those sponsoring until they saw a private members bill nyimpo na opera da me bill wo pass no o chero kono kotu etu sika na odze madam committee no ansa na wa pass. This is not the first time I'm hearing this thing no. It's something that has been going on. Until the Chesicala would show what's a committee there. One turn no one year when one pass it, billing from national security. Should I not so a bonus coiska, no coach as a monk as allowances.
Proper scrutiny cry, you wouldn't do it.
None of the men with the blame games in a code. It's Naman Kambi. Naman Kambi. Into 1 hour when you brand now. When you may say 1 yard the papa no, and 1 moment will go free and any mass you. And 1 moment and will go free and any massy. And coming, that is a big issue for me. Me just there. Government should conduct an investigation. Say case and was our court. Yes, our court into the court and percent also will be national security and then the appropriate agencies also will conduct investigations into some of these expenditures. You know, we need to find out.
All right,
because it is not fair. I can't want to see yes, can authorities are no penny for what the can. Your waste is go too much. Your waste is too much.
All right.
It's baby I'm burning to no let justice work. Now you wonder indeed. So opposition be receiving this car. Was it NDC? Was it CPP? Was it PNC? Or you have a political party? And as a party, I know quite a saying this or your NDC. And once when yes, can one of the work trace a can was a man. Be possible come had you. Come on, be possible come had you. No, possible and case a culture that burning you know, obey create account and not the miscana. So it's possible it's your investigations. Now you're sure that indeed if something has happened then one hour you're the mazin in Nano and bring you one easy.
All right. Medasi. And a Friday, I mean, on the call.
Medasi. I am here,
all right, about we share the question. Maybe so we are bringing there. Asante Messi, a drum to sign. You go me to that. Yes, in come 0244 408046 0244 408354. My mental one 0244 408046 0244 408354. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Mpochapo me.
Nyame adum mpocha won so e.
Nyame adum ho ye. Mpocha me system sinu ho ya.
Mpocha yo oso pa.
Mpocha de nyame ase. E kwa na echie na amama ai.
Mate.
Yo, mpocha obedo tu hu fi. Mpocha so dollar no ha befo ma. yɛbɛsrɛ yɛ maame ne yɛ papa no ma wɔtontɔn adze wɔ gom dɛ wɔma nyɛmɔ nkɔfo dɛ ma mɛbrɛ dɛ kɛn no Ghana fo no yɛrebrɛ sɛ dɔla no akɔfo mu wɔma nyɛmɔ nkɔfo me nso yɛn ho ntɛn kakra me yɛhu dɛ dɔla no wakɔfo me nso timemfo no ya benefit evidence dɔla no kɔ so no kakraa bi ɛbɛkɔ no 3 days time ɛbɛkɔ no ato nyɛmɔ mu nti dɔla no abɛfo mu no why the 3 days time mo nso want to wanyɛmɔ do bɛka kyɛ no yɛwɔ o stock wɔ yɛsra wɔn wɔma nyɛmɔ nkɔfo metimemfo no so yɛn ho ntɛn no meda ase ɛnya me yɛ dwuma
Maso meda ase. Good afternoon. Yes sir. All right. Captain Mintel.
Kastle FM.
Kastle FM 90.3. Heavy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes sir.
You're from Joseph Munkesefi, Mina Peshi.
All right, Joseph Mintel.
Bozowa. Yan ma minimum. Nanny him papa and young grandmothers and young grandfathers now. What in Zamo market? One woman in Yamanabo oil didn't mention to me before. And even drivers also come. Because I did be bendam, Nelson wanted to Yamada, and one day with him. And so, by the man, many be sitting out in they be a Yaman by Nami. And Kawon without the Oku for me, and I'm come on saying Yamano, Waman Wagu, my own Yoku to me out to be. No, but can I walk for Yamani Bugo 3 months and Sana? What did the Madi bench wanted to that or Yamra? In the IS, one or two I do marketing. Taxi drivers, trotro drivers.
Okay. All right. Better say. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How come now? How could you not?
How could you, Mintel?
What's that dollar from? I am here with you. Or send the echo go my hand yet in the man of more time and one soul do more time. It is also dollar for my pound. Woman, who there dollar for some other.
All right. Better say, mammy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
Yes, sir.
I say I'm a flower and for bear trading.
Oh, important them.
Maybe say I'm a new cookie post. Court. Okay. When you're young, and so I have some. More thing there. I mean, Masamaka crying than Chagana, MPP, NDC, may get politician. Since you get propaganda, propaganda there, this time, yeah, upon Wagano. One cousin whom you ma pa a bayano. On a dudunala, overshare, or that to about them. And she said, yeah, politician, yeah, let's say, I start new campaign, yeah, police are a real banner. And now, man for whom there. He above him, 2 months. Mamma can ask myself.
That's what's a palm.
The young year politicians, Cardinal, yeah, 1 man can have, oh, yeah. Oh, my, 1 million cousin would do more. The young year politicians, I bet them number for the move more country. For me, and copy one. The young year politics, Guinea and Ghana.
All right. But I say, I'm a benyo.
Brother,
you go me to say,
Yamana, the Moise,
Yamiadum.
Well, I entered so Yamano doing. Brother, say, Dolly was started the wars for the 4 months. See, we are telling kind of crying.
In town, what to do ye by what 2 minutes and cannon, what tomorrow ye.
Oh, multiplying day. And day, Yene is excellence in an adult time and or to petrol 10 times, you say 8 times. What so fuel? Young coffee, all what's a lolly fan at one soda. It's a CCL and Yaman put Equinian for Kakrana. Or sound so, or Kashimo driver's side. At my side. But CCL and one and one I didn't say all of the food. At my side.
Okay.
Brother, what a wallaka about agriculture as some. Brother, for no am a door, Papa. In the UCC. And the man in the way you be. One of what year agric.
Yes.
Way back, better than 1995, 1996. Malami Fita Kwamna Mabana Moko. No, what your farm can see. When you qua pronon ye, I got a chilling timo. A broke. Miss Red and easy. Machine where so we're brony a real pona. So I can have to so why and then and I wanted the minion. Kakano become woman pona. I would not yet me in Epoma, a brewing near the best. It took me to the bear 5 days, another 6 days. No, normally. Make a session, battalion so. I can't swap. Well, you mean in young fat of an incarnate week. Nay, a banky in Flamidio. Peppy. And the magazine I you. And Saturday brave Guguana uses for what's a while awards ya. And no one agriculture for you otherwise. Everyone in your popcorn green pepper nazi. And the Utum was cooking man at the crowd of the market. May I see a cotton waste for still one idea? Yes, I'll see about that. And why? I think that the may I want to can Osman again. Meaning an agana because one way agriculture land no honum abandon provide land so them uses will be no one aqua field minister nala can be no will provide in Lisbon. How come the wooden toast side would be Bokena? What about Henry Ato? How come the water I do biffy? I can't what about Henry Ato? Why bring I will land away the Madini idea? Obey you. Even the fresh beef idea and poor crabber.
All right.
And so you see, I would be dear for oh ye. Brother, I want to on one show on Yabobo whole Jama, His Excellency John Damani Mahama, the policies in Wabrum. I am here.
Yaminka was so about Benua do, Memfa a Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
That's one.
Okay, Uncle, that's one me too.
I didn't know what you shine there. One woman don't know about my number. Yeah, there are many show once 8 years. No dollar, oko, when they same boots. Nanda Aban Papa, now open a dollar no oko for my what's opera over the shine now.
Hello? Okay, well, I not so call. Good afternoon.
This one.
Yes, sir.
What promoted?
Now, me, I do more now, swear.
I think I did share for you.
Okay.
At the same and there, go much is an animal. Go no more tina, naughty.
Okay.
Yana Davis. Yes, you're only friend of Mortina, naughty.
I want to want
to. Yes, because I'm a dainty. Every more for people catch a apple or a devil, but then one can because a super party. Oh, yes. Then you know, Mortina, not. And she said, $1 no, under one before them, my engine, yellow canal. And can on show boom. No show yet, Davis and into Yabro boom. Ne fuela yeto and what to look at cash. No super party, no so what to the I had to them at Mamufusu or beer to know what on. No, under what to know. Yeah, engaged. I just why say, I mean, also what to fuel, no matter to every Makoto oil, gold, no price more tina or tia. You can't bay. Make a moon and Muna Motona or toy, no smooth Makoto. Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
I told me the coffee abraham, get a few bracket.
All right, Uncle Fim Pocho mean too.
But you're good with the Mortina, not to them working. Now, Ghana, pricing and control board. wɔn wɔ adwuma paa yɛ dɛ mmodwen dɛ nkae bi a wɔn na ebi a aban tetew nyama do a wɔbɔhwɛ wɔahyɛ ankorankoro mu wɔatetew do anaa dɛ nhu wɔ adwuma a wɔyɛ pɛsɛ because ayɛ dɛ Ghana ha no obiara yɛ n'adze ma n'alapɛ obiara yɛ n'adze ma n'alapɛ nti ma ɔno ɔhwɛ ɔko ma ne na ɔyɛ nti sɛ aban no ɔtew adze do ɔtew dɔla do iron rods na adze na cement na adze wɔsɛ biribi a wɔkra hwɛ aburokyiri nti one time bi mi koto bi ɔka kyerɛ me dɛ sɛ wɔtetew dɔla do a ɔbɛ fam ɛnɛ wɔatetew dɔla do ɔlekɔ bɛyɛ yi still a ma ɔte ana ɔte aban dwuma biara so yi hɔ ma ɔkontrol biribiara nti obiara ma ɔpɛ na ɔyɛ nti ɔwɔ dɛ yɛhu nyimpa a wɔhwɛ dama nyama no do no wɔ so wɔyɛ wɔ adwuma no yie na yɛyi na yɛnya ahotɔ no wɔgya a yɛpɛ ma yɛde yɛayɛ ma yɛpɛ de a on the time biara ma wɔbɛyɛ ayɛ nnɔle yie nti mo so meda ase
maso meda ase bebree papa good afternoon
papa we are something about me a play si abra se bu Manchester district go my yard in hopper in the namko 40 Ghana 50 Ghana to no beyin you chop 100 Ghana mpe obana on so da on so she o wa so ba do ogodin abaka ma ba on sa on to no moka and this one we still hopper go me yakura go on ye one ya she da dana la kai mo da akoshiala.
Let us say 0244 408046 0244 408354. Message line is here active into about 2 minutes for ABBA 0244743143 0244743143. Facebook and then also YouTube you stream it live and so on into more messages in Mbra na in Como 0244 408046 0244 408354. Good afternoon. Mr. Kukubo, what you mean to you?
I'm for sure you. I'm more calling entity and this entity. How do you walk? Just around the phone. So entity why you? So entity why you say, yeah, the Jericho woman. Nyama ọ̀pọ̀ gbogbo ọ̀yẹ̀ gómìnà máa yan ọ̀yẹ̀ yẹ ṣáàṣì ṣàpáyé jíire mọ́ ṣàpáyé ẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀hún yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ǹjẹ́ ṣíṣe nyama ọ̀gbọ̀n mọ́ ní àtàkì ọ̀yàn àná ọ̀gbọ̀n ẹ̀dí ni mọ̀ta àwọn ṣíṣe owó pọ̀ ṣàwọn wáyé ṣíṣe wọn tí wọ́n bá ṣòro ṣíṣe máa ṣe ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣe ọ̀gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹ ṣíṣe àgbáyé kàtà ọ̀njì ẹ̀má ẹ̀ fọ́ mọ́ sọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí rẹ̀ ṣíṣe I know that horn a cook in the market, I have color. In the market on the market. In the market and on the market. On the market. Yes, to me, I am waffle, I am the mean, I
Okay, Mr. Kukubo. Hold on. Mr. Kukubo, may I say, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Fefi, Abraham, Fefi.
Okay, Papa, me too.
One day, your market, no, don't go, and what to do them now are affecting. But I end the message be, oh, yeah, I'm going on here, I'm going to what to do. Be a businessman, it's more commentator, be you. Saying yet, so one man I want to know about it, I want to make a different that one. The other way, we think we fed bed 2-3 weeks be nation. So, what's all right? It should be testing one other wash to do.
Now, Papa, I've been interested Robin because only West Mabuki Cribia, agent of a war retired, I know I catch the water to new moon, and then your mother don't know go now, I son what to me. So, banana and then what Yamako Fuma, I don't want to that's what on that out.
Okay, I don't know distributors in one problem because you never have distributors in one what to do now. Saying so, you can say, Today, an abanoshe because one of the tax of my aban. You take us another one indirectly. Until what the abanoshe or enforce the mazin. I ain't near eternal India. Yes or not.
Okay, I want to want it in the Mate, Papa Bassebe that say 0244. I mean, if the argument is that because a general store, if you are a tazi, and I want to hold on, and your man what was store one and your mother don't know one return what to. You know was the price in the account, but the Yaman for media and only a ton da and the ton da yet so there. Why should it be so? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Minister.
Ko ya bro fi edu, minte o.
Milia apomo e.
Christ na du mo papa mpocho wa so e.
Oh, esi nyame adu. Esi ase. So, won Ghana for Yesuban. Won Yesuban e eti asase so. Eye mi niama ame benyu ado be ka se e friend say enoma ye nya se normal aso se e ya dia ye to so dia ene ne ka sada na ombeto so ana meboa. Oh, Ghana for Yesuban ne eti o mai mu enye ye kasa ne ebo e ho abro. Ye kasa ene ebo ho abro. E che se ukota de na uduru hon mo na om ka che so se si o me de be 10 cities atoswa. Opa akoka abaka che se si watum ana meboa. Aka che so yatum. Ana tla Ghana for edi enwo ewia na e de kwakose aban bi. Ah, ewia na e de kwakose aban. Osman Manuato. Oh, them Manuato.
Where I say 0244 408046 0244 408354. Wasi betuma bemibi. Ma minya wunso adwenkyere wo yenzi inkomo 0244 408046 0244 408354. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Pocho wana Mr. Kani.
Mr. Yelson, Elimina.
All right. Papa Pocho mean too.
Hey, open. Asuma over in there. In the Ghana, you won't pay far. You know now. What should be there? Now, I want to say, as a journalist, Mr. It's a Ghana, you have press and control board of Ghana.
On you, Juma.
But you'll do a
me who be Adam.
Say, you'll do a header, and can not do know. Because the monk of someone, you know, there, or cost of financial loss to the state. Because in Pano, it's one war, let's say, no need to make a phone in here, it's to make the no person. The person be asked, what you have put here. No me pass it, what I told her, it would make them in here for Svea one. Every no after that. Oh, it's easy and double for efficiency. Oh, the mayor king. What be petrol, more, what's what I told you, market more time, the movement of Kenya, or I went to one canana. And Simbra, be a party be what be all one. No, not the once to know where them, over on the party bay, yeah. What's what to put in the car crack? What dollar could put into one to the game on small account. Yeah, shot. That's the politicians who also say, also, Ubian, Ubian, because I have to buy a Tabamo. I don't know what to do, but I don't know why the market in my way of finding. Why do party as the end of the year plan your best.
All right.
It's a price of control board order, or there will be what you miss, what yes, so go someone else, Indian Bosusa, what you must be.
But I say, Papa. Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer, mean to you. I'm Yadumo. Yeah, the CD dollar issue, no home common and a year easy. Yes. Oh, I see. Okay. But I see, Baby Jennifer. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
yes, boss.
Wapo.
Yami Adumo, Dawood, me too.
And you Dawood.
Oh, sorry. All right.
From Fred, because it's Yabra.
Okay, Uncle Fred, Mpocha, me too.
I'm coming out. Them dollar into the no Abano. In fact, Ghana for Yana. Yana, you honest, Omode and Zaman Akoton, Dodo said, it's a little cool. But so what's on the mother Quampa, although tonight, and so the Casquampa, so look a crack. Ubu Mutina in Dujna, whereby Zaman so on San Quampa, Snakafa, Fufu de Bugu, and Fufu Asaka, one what so last side, I could play the book. It's Yankasa before Yanka Ghana from Yan a year, and Yabandia. Yankasa Yanyakum, Nez, it's not yet some my money will go to be more so on the book. Uncle Michel, tell me again, independence. Shake down for still you don't even easy bank, common easy bank. Uncle me, this is something get a better cities for in one count. 30 cities, influence them one count is Banupun looking. Is ban. Nya neighbor, young one, okay, Adam Kakoto, offended, Brazil or offended, Kotokraba. Brazil peso Kotokraba. Uncle Brazil peso. In Canon Company, get the bear 5 cities compa. Brazil peso bizarre minded. I mean, don't go to crab be more than you know what kind of Brazil peso on Yamu or in Kuntum. I don't know. My minister so I and a fine, but hey, my minister is I and a fine. If you what is the for some tech one. Uncle Brazil PC. Hey, this man, also better. No matter why it's no only Pia or what else so on account. Unfortunately, Massa. It's me, county. Yeah, my minimum as what turned them in the many do to more. Okay, or reduce the Macca.
That's it.
Yeah, boy, young one, I'm coming. I mean,
Yamenka was so home. All right. Hello. Good afternoon, last caller. All right. I was saying, fancy, our Hannah and call in him. Me faster than he be. And farmer or a game pack cool shop. Game pack was a just pick one. Na channel 26 to 30 times. With the uncle, and I want man or drop a pet automatically. A win sikabufu zegu ukotokum. So that's star 946 hash. Now play pick one cool chop. You for chop song too. And I'm also in a telecell or the special telecell Ghana Music Award bundles aba. On into Wabra Elto discounted bundles. Through this month, you know, now they celebrate Telecell Ghana Music Award and a vote for your favorite artist. And to every purchase of the special bundles, automatically, Tuaba Zema or your favorite artist of the year, most popular song of the year, and Afrobeat song of the year. Dial star 700 hash or download the Telecell Play app bundle now. And enjoy the savings while showing your support. Telecell connecting energy. Betway, bet saver, bet influencer. So men can show there. And the Betway, travel bet, you know. Now, code, you know, a share with your loved ones, your friends and family. Now, a share code with them. Automatically, you earn 4% on code in a share, no. Another a share as the amono. And see, any no baby, I did Betway get way more. In Jumokua, we'll show an asking on the discussion front. And one and Mabubon is in a showing. Commander Nuruddin Koblesa at Nasi. Damaso and Ankra to some at Nasi. Ankra to. And my surprise able prayer because message I said, there we feel that there was no way I able to my baba there for God and country. I got to. We never be at the coup. All right. Commander. And then declare. And then the Clay. You see me, I see you. Yeah. And maybe I will call. Yeah, all right. And we sent him paying free and they will bring what's nasa ABC income. Mamma Mombra too. Sisia na yanshan come to Chenasi. Just 3 minutes to pay membra.
Feel up.
Yansha and come to Chenasi na yanko in him.
Ridge Royal Hotel, Second Reach Cape Coast. Rooms smell so fresh and clean with cozy and comfortable beds. A gym and swimming pool for your recreation and relaxation. And the food. Buffet served every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, alongside fast foods like sandwiches, pizzas, and pancakes. That is simply delicious. Ridge Royal Hotel offers you the best half and full day conferencing packages. Indeed, that's a perfect experience for you in the Asian's capital, Cape Coast, and my go-to place anytime, any day. Visit ridgeroyalhotel.com.gh on the web or call 031-2003-222 or 050-1672-908 for more. Ridge Royal Hotel, richly inviting and comfortably yours.
has great news for all. Max buy the some dead abo. You can now buy your favorite mobile phones, air conditioners, TVs, fridges, chest freezers, and washing machines and pay later. Ane sisi adie wo betimi abeto wo nyama ni nyina e wo Max buy na etire no wetua. Nye wo ya na wo Ghana card and 30% down payment. Ye the shopping got the next level. Where the win yasika bebre and son wa shop e wo Max buy. It's buy now and pay later for all. For further enquiries, call us on 054-401-9552. Terms and conditions apply. Max buy. Happy life.
When I get home and want something quick to chop, everything there inside, groundnut milk and sugar. I only need some water, so kiss made easy. Give carry mix, eat a bio, chop am anywhere, eat a bio, give carry for your office, boarding house, everything there inside, groundnut milk and sugar. I only need some water, so kiss made easy. Give carry mix, eat a bio,
Give 4-in-1 Gary mix. Soakings are easy. This advert is FDA approved.
All right, we say my Mr. Mo akwa baby o aha Kastle 90.3 FM. Now we are delving into the issues we call the conversation odo. Ma o messages number for 0244743143 na in komo. Any daddy NPP or a press conference and we believe that this administration, Mahama government, I'll say a government of complaints and talk with little action to show. And I feel also government still enforcing harsh levies like COVID-19, import tax. Honorable Afenyomakin from any press conference where wants to assess the 120 days of His Excellency the President of the Republic. I got to. Is in common.
Ramdasi, Mamazun can fa in Chiamo Bibiara or tea or Kastle FM. You have been Mobia Georgia, my bro. I'm the doctor be all diabetes and I say, Doctor Madana Sepa.
Yeah, or necessary.
I'm there. And this na John Dramani Mahama. Time of opposition were born to one. I said Ghana football. There 120 days. Azar Oba ye one manifesto. And now Sebi more new manifesto so only 120 days will be so why. It's a most learned them 120 days of what MPP described as both my war manifesto and the morning manifesto within 120 days.
Why?
Because so a papa what you credit to know. Or your bodam for that or Prama or your MPP no, which is not right because NDC Amano Kona CCR President John Mahama was in the first place. My mom called about 120 days manifesto promises and I was a man. We are my back. Within the 120 days in Zama President John Dramani Mahama ne NDCY and appointing of ministers, that's our achievement that you name a minister. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, clearly, appoint a minister. How? I mean, but why? But I don't think they're difficult. But the impact on Ghanaians, we did the 120 days in the Yaba Kamasa. But let's look at this critical one. 0.5. Also, within my first 90 days in office, scrap the flowing draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business. Levy COVID-19 10% levy on between and emission tax. So far, Now why e-levy 10% levy on betting winnings and emission levy. Emission levy it was a tax I said you obedient to your certimacy. But COVID-19 levied, that is the situation. John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, clearly our Canadian and achievement was telling us that the COVID-19 levy are a part of the IMF conditionalities are covered. Yako campaign them no catch because Yako campaign as some catch Ghana for the COVID-19 year banoko. Even be a COVID-19 year by free in China crowd one charge on COVID-19 levy. It's all about within the manifesto no. He will make sure there was crop. And them okay. And you've presented a budget in Parliament. You've presented a bills are another taxes are a pedes crabber as about Parliament. Clearly, the COVID-19 levy no. When my son worker in the yerbano court na bandit years why they still or charge them levy no. And actually explanations are President John Mahama also Mahena or a dishonest explanation. And how? No. When you tell us that you will scrap, it's us. And say you cannot tell me that I'm a document, Emma. Ghana signed it or no. It's in the public domain. Obia will be the president and the NDC cannot tell me that Sebi the IMF document. And it's a pure lie because Sebi actually IMF one somehow is because of shortfall of revenue. And that is why the taxes na the benzame obey. And actually, e-levy, it was what to improve our tax revenue. COVID-19 levy, it is improved tax revenue because there was a shortfall of what taxes are, or they make sure that a higher percentage of some of your GDP, our IMF telling us, or they do some percentage of it. So you cannot tell us the levies also improve revenue, but as for the hash paper, you remove some and later come and tell us that Sebio, honestly, okay, VAT hona IMF conditionalities you cannot remove it. That's total dishonest.
Also, they cannot remove it. I remember the last time I will read the budget. We'll meet the IMF, and by the end of I forgot name, but we'll be here through. They cannot remove or bow him. I don't get it.
If you tell me that within 90 days you remove it, I have removed it. You cannot. You have not. Bosch nation in zero.
But the taxes not could obey, betting tax and the way you through.
Today we are some can So where did I say the win levy? Mankind. I'm saying that per nan sama wakano. COVID-19 levy not so come. And I'm can't be because I said my question is me. Man can't the win. Say you also within my first 90 days in office. We scrap the flowing draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business. E-levy, COVID-19 levy. Within 90 days. 90 days is our pound. And I'm saying, excuses not my hand on tax room. Because Obana, the moon taxes in another 2 years can once is to show up our revenue. So, if you are not able to move COVID-19 levy, which is part of showing up the revenue, not catch a hand there. Them COVID-19, are part of the IMF what conditionalities are. Now make it all these taxes were part of it to show up our revenue. But you know why? It's because COVID-19 levy, all my owns like 3.70 billion a year. And excuse not me, say you on task room, which totally this COVID-19 levy has failed. Munia, okay there. Within the 90 days, within my first 90 days in office, review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purpose. We did 90 days. On your 0.5, and I'm about 8.6. Clearly, this 1 year. As for excuses in a woman and reasons I wasn't my 1 year, the point is you promise within 90 days you will do it. In an end year. Say etimasi. Again, implement no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, university. I see. Hey, sorry. Or yeah, universities, college of education, nursing training. Yeah, can want some. I see. Implement. Implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, universities, colleges of education, and nursing training institutions. Etc. Minimum etc. more count. But Munya, Sebekaya, when the issue came up for vetting for time of vet education minister. As some catcher when they when you there, what be one present budget, but first-year student in Waku school. Inti Wabara fund the Mexicano was Amahon. That's what he said. The narrative has also changed. The CCR WO school fees now with Tiano, they will make sure there's what connects academic year. They will pay that one.
Not on your refund.
But tell you, as a implement. As we speak right now, no first-year student, none fees with Yaman. And I will tell you fees Yaman.
But was your Kasano or my task today? As at the time, or be implemented the policy, school from Wako school will show only fees. And now there is a directive there. Now, if the wheelchair no Wako school then what call level 200 yeah, the credit on level 200. So level 200 they will not pay. As then level 100 will be level 200 they will not pay.
As my mechanic say, tell me, Miss Warrior campaign no when you there first-year student for Wako school. It will catch up one day one school fees in one tier. Wash out what the show man. I want what to Abamon.
But the question may you be saying today, what about Benjamin level 100 from Wako school another one cray?
What about Benjamin?
Yes,
in a level 100 from Wako school. And then Wako school. And the Obisa minister said the Mexican will be refund Amahon. And I'm saying narrative to Wassa. But within 120 days, that may implement of no fees for level 100 students. Obia ni wa level 100 CCR ni fees abane chairman another abana refund man.
So one refund it, but you don't also accept the fact that what's the work on level 200 whatever
you
credit
are giving the excuse because in 2 months within 120 days. As far as making.
But within the 120 days now,
time
of Wabeno budget now, what the Waba factor the Madinia woman. There was a budget that minimum woman. So where are you expecting them to fund that?
Am I the one who put the 120 days contract with Ghanaians? Onami. Are there a within 120 days? Onami na motroy. Onami na medesha. And within 120 days, some you were expecting the first-year student, one fees, Nkabana Butia, Abanintia. One or Koyina, Mwagasa Butia was within 120 days. As somebody, yes, you implement it. Mamon Komenim, you see, one part I check here. But she has some working power. I say, implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public university, public tertiary institutions, university colleges of education, and nursing training institutions. I've done some check at Azar. Them nursing training, college of education won't come. But actually, contract not signing. Let me move on. Also, commence the distribution of free sanitary pads for female students in primary and secondary schools. We are skying the which amount them from the 300 million Ghana cedis. But on the Ochim, also within while launch them program, no, but equal primary and secondary schools are within 120 days. After maybe an sankai. Washer you. And they are by their statement and by the timeline. President John Mahama, no explanation that I feel na work for what? Contract bidding. That's my but not within 120 days. As a opera. Munya, Obana Galam say, I'm not crying him from point at him. Oh, an illegal was about it. I'll just mention about this part of it. I wonder what kind of we'll be making sure that ban illegal mining. I thought illegal was then a ban. Others are. Or you already and make sure that we'll be repeal or the demo act of parliament of it. LI 2462. Will be repeal. But right now is being said there or amendment. The last time I heard Sami Jemfi saying that Uncle Kastle, but a book of parliament for what? For it to be repealed. But it's a President John Mahama, one guy that they will repeal it to, he's still talking about what? Or amendment, Actually, Galam say issues on what can send me out. The reality check now was set in President John Mahama Ghana for the one kada or the 4 months besu galamse ano asemo ka che no na warrior campaign is what catch Ghana for the even within 1 week President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo could have used it to stop galamse, but so far nenzama wa ye nyina or the fight galamse na there's nothing new. Previous governments have done that, and Sebio will yield the result. At the police, at the soldier for air form water body, over the water body body, water body guard, water guard, and explanations I wasn't, the water guard, I don't see the essence of it. And I'm saying, season of excavators, if whatever it is, has been done before. Sebio resource I had there. Wow. Okay. But the most important thing there, all them airline will be repealed this year. Or amendment no. Munya, lastly, call within the MPP American. You see, President John Dramani Mahama share Ghana football, and there's a video over there. There's no way Oba will be Ghana ni be easy if you remember. Second. But the chief of staff, or sure let them even on month deadline there say what employ after 7 December on Obedene will be easy. Was acquired as far back as 2018. And more than 30,000 people has been sacked. Clearly, it's one academic same opposition, never a different thing. On Fata. Again, Munya. There have been so much lawlessness on part of, especially the state security, the national security, invading people's house without warrant. And nothing has been done to them. Until there be a reprimand one, until there be a question one. But they have what? Done it. More ya home point be what can was supporting point there. Electricity tariffs are was way increased by 14.5% and water by something percent. Say, excuse I wasn't one. I'm saying this people when it suits them, they want to take credit, but when it's against them, they want to shift the blame. And Matsi several times the last quarter of 2024, and Kawada just on your electricity bill because of what IMF program. Munia adjustment, can be upwards or that what? Because time I IMF no, electricity prices was what reduced time I at the IMF program. It's work adjustment all the time increase it. So how come that's here power about to workers for like by 10%? Maybe increase the oil, electricity and water bill by almost like 18%. Clearly, urban water and electricity, especially electricity or life, water or life, water or life, electricity, everybody consume it. And now, sebio, an incremental, it will affect your pocket. Moya who what came Magana for saying it, Sebekaya, John Ginapo, honorable or your energy minister right now told Ghanaians, say as well, Pado. Urban electricity are one losses, no, no who around 20%. Within 90 days, Munia, say as well, within 90 days, we'll make sure that the electricity losses now are wait to bringing now. The last time he was talking about it, no, your enemy minister right now, no, is telling us that we move from 20% to almost like 40%. Clearly, and power outage side, your experience is so okay. Ekaya, what about baby first now? What about there? Abundant secure crude and war for other thermal plants and the men's amanity. Or your trapper by now set as I'm honorable. Meanwhile, tell you, Mamma, another Ubia. On see how electricity will run. Electricity, you have 3 about the component
of
all
right. And continue edition.
You have hydro, you have power, and then you have thermal plants, you have solar. Most of the time, you shift about thermal plants, it be used to gas, and it be used to oil, crude hours here. And see, to crude, another gas, and the power that we generate. So that what that oil. Greco, na Greco sama ECG, na ECG we distribute. If you don't buy crude, another more use gas no and talk na enfemfo no one power. Sebio, make sure that the thermal plant on your juma electricity company of Ghana want to more light. And Jinapon Nancy I will explain there. Why co finance me several times. See, I someone angasa come there. All man is kind of home procure them full no. Finance minister catch the pain they are. So the them scan out what man full now. About collapse budget no. On to other sectors of the economy on to run.
Okay.
It tells you that within MP for the past 8 years, we had 8 weeks of power fluctuation.
All right.
Remember four by the 120 days or how many months? 4 months. On how many weeks though?
I got to be that see.
But there's a lot.
Okay.
Asama, Sebio, Yako, or a second one. No, we'll talk about it.
All right. Commander. Yes, sir. I mean, to any that NPP wants one assessment of His Excellency new 120 days in office.
Music can mention Uncle Cra would say with Jimmy Abbey. Mobiara, I do not have foundation also when Jimmy. It's unfortunate that minima the Sao the prepared speech of the Kasongo minority. Do you have it?
One of no Kasongo minority.
Okay, so the minority. Do you have it?
I don't have any prepared speech from them.
Have I done that? Because to conduct a proper analysis of a press conference of Ghana and the minority groups, you search almost all the portals. Video no there. Did they really prepared for this? Or were you know we are Wamobiso associated and Pakona how do you call it? Transcript. But me jizi there Ghana for what were about 7 December. When you MPP for when I approach to governance issues. No, when you end this so you approach to governance issues. And they took a decision. And the decision is that you pay end this for no then what babenum. To other MPP for by this time, what I said there Ghana for Omana Ghana no dodo. In fact, nyukuma dodo ala dodo. What de? One member in fia watching on senua. Inti the mabri or there where you fast now adopt what we call the rebranding. To say rebrand the woman, you will give hope to Ghanaians so that next time and no will consider. But the micro minority is behaving there. Losing a will losing on phone. That is also saying there. Or tell you, Ghana for. Share. In time I NDC launch a manifesto. That was on 24th of August 2024. Nti ye launch a manifesto. Would them here under the Bianama can send me the message there. MPP farmer Ghana for be lose hope in politics. Nti the NDC has a responsibility to order the hope number back into the people. And one of the things I able to me aye there. Some paku no there aka sambi na samne edidoa. Na weshim ama mbibi dwa da me impane to my then what abamo. And that is the cardinal principles NDC manifesto is about out 2024 as an opedo yen. NDC no butan there other year restore hope in the Ghanaian voter. Nisun sanden Obama Ghana fo when I come out to when yem. No when you jat no many yemu. Into Mozikan the shortest possible time within 4 months. Zayabaye. Esuman, I am maybe. Mobotaya Mudesi Mark Madame Zaba. On a day. Ghana from pim na what to Abama Endison. Aba some na maka. Wakomabo to 1 year. Ghana from pim na what to Abama Endison. And she say, who wa President Mahamarian. No, here's a maka, wobo there. President Mahamarian than Oye Juma. On na Mazaba. It is a movie programming. No men to manya. If you want to assess me, or they assess him based on the two objectives, I'm setting my Muhammad Zabah. Say in a B. Number objective na Mazaba and Nampakuna say is not ready to talk about it, but is interested in our woman was a Nampakuna and Argentina. Maman can offer. I have set an objective for myself. Namazabatina. Into the more objective in Cementum me meter. If you are assessing me, or that extra the more objective na ma setting my muhona meant to me meeting. Ma awu bakon, ma black bakon. One the yebi obayano, or ye irrelevant to the objective. I tell that for swing you because when I was setting the objectives, man far away suman, no you black and count. See I'm watching to say, me pede Ghana for the sort of people are where MPP for no other what I say.
Yeah, judge what we will judge you based on
my objective. Na say ija or ye more objective in eja to enchan. Na en na gata bi da man kinken na mebu na ebuka kese pumo. MPP won na gata no da man we pum. Because may say one. And this is the document. 25 items only.
26.
For the purposes of the discussion,
okay.
25.
Okay.
MPP said there. Number one now. Yes, within 14 days. President Mama saw about nominating the ministers and the cabinet. What's it? There's nothing wrong with it. But on the years come a Ghana for so said there. Say Emma on timelines dama. Or ye easy for them to assess you into what to Obama him. MPP for so said Ghana for what being here. They have already voted on this. Yes, man. Say the year power. The man is come a Ghana for somewhere August 2024. Ghana for at to ejina da to Obama him. Sa time so na ye bubu nkunta ya cha ho da mo 120. Adza ye kada ebe no oni ya ye. MPP for say dabi 14 days we cabinet say nja kan anya hwe. But are you saying there I would him na anya hwe. Na Ghana yin na based on this auto to Obama henen so we dey ya na homaranga no. Is the MPP telling Ghanaians what they should think and believe in? What's 14 days a former cabinet that is 2 weeks old, Ima. Are they saying there in the history of this republic 14 days are what form say your on your ministers cabinet ministers, and in fact the formation of the cabinet ministers is supported by a constitutional requirement. Ghana constitution or saying the number of ministers are what's on your cabinet, What's why I also in Zanya. You see, when you do that, you reduce the level of governance in the system. Ebuna ide obubakada na bia governance na nantase yezem. Hwaze. Take brofo. Within my first 90 days in office, scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business. E-levy, COVID-19, 10% levy on betting winnings, and emission levy. MPP said there, and the man nan say, "Hey, you didn't enough you ho na ekor enya ya abomusu." What is this thinking? Esuma, and the man ahro one no. Abane you know ba safe you ho. MPP said dabi enya hwe. Into 120 days in wasting her time. I don't understand. Mantasa, and I've seen a bunch of but I don't get it. Look, even this. So, examination, with this. But who is checking? In terms of checking what Obiaye, Obinye, what checking, then why don't we check? Obayan the man, and the man, where you know about safe you home, MPP said that the fact that where you about safe you no waka current, they have not done anything. What is this? Mamaka asam gubiso. 10. Implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, universities, colleges of education, nursing training institutions. As at the time, we admitted first-year student. Now, end this on your budget. But I ain't not seeing you there. In every election year, because of that transitional act, I want to see Abana or Wadon, although I prepare budget to take care of the first quarter of the ensuing year. And before we prepare, another more no fees we prepare budget no. Because even the Public Financial Administration Act and order does not support them, because this is a capital expenditure project. You cannot factor it into, because the first quarter or just for payment of salaries and other things. You cannot enter into the main, what we call the CAPEX, so you can't go into it.
For government to have that.
Yes.
Okay.
But MPP for now, but there, because they cut the first 100 days, Ibutia. It's even when you don't have a budget, you should pay. And that your inability to pay in the first 120 days in what's Musu. Some Ghanaians, but about something in the university. Level 100 on here 1 year. On here 1 year. So what is it? That's 2 semesters. And so Bakuna trying 2 semesters in the area. Where do level 200? Yeah, so no so man said about maybe I will one matter say. Commence the distribution of free sanitary pads to female students in primary and secondary school. What's your launch product other the program? Students in the way you but the whole Ghana, more from yabi into the body yang. Why the way put over you read this politics no?
And so on distribute it.
I say
to the rest of the students across the country. What distribution now, Koda? We know that the program has been launched.
I can't. The 3 million was there then.
So what the
there's a couple to eat. On your sanitary pad,
yes.
So what launch program and the is saying that within the first 100 days in Yabaya Damazan. What launch program? What's that? The fact that launch program. That Ghana yabu for Biara or secondary school. On your bin. What's that in yay? Nti yam twan. Kisi time Ghana yibia obenya bi. Ba misa asamo. Nti sankada yakada ya twan. Na ye distribute ni nyina ma studenten. Ansa na ya ba. What will be the MPP position on this one? Yes, man. In the first 120 days, in President Mahama, on Tachi, on Kebibia, the budget does not support this. Is it possible for implementation? In the first 120 days, Sadamazi, President Obama, no quintain, one come handsome. Now, Ibis and Nabadins also, Opedo, Otranama, the target group. Obianya na zansana wabaka da waye aba sana mpipi baka okay say brofui that is 19 ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserve is man not saying that mama kan pofo ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserve. Not saying that.
Adibia record illegal mining be record forest reserve no ban. And now if you are for sorry ban so ma kwan.
Say MPP ba no be catch the demand yen ya audit na. Is man. Enter there somewhere around 3rd or 4th of April. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, or your press conference, make sure that MPP are deliberate. I say, 9 of our forest reserves, because for Nana Akufo-Addo, reasons best known to him in the MPP fund, unprecedented in the history of Ghana. Wakasham brother. Yana forest reserve or chade kwai na ya reserve da yamfa yana sankan na na kufa na nkote ya mrede onu butum amobi kwan mo wakom ekutu gold mpoto tell you that is what it means because in 1957 Ozaba president bi anyiwa wa madama tumune de obi butum wa ko forest mu ekutu gold forest reserve forest reserved. Na MPP by na Akufo-Addo also there on the forest reserve no Google on task that other reserve of forest. Nti wan kwada wan kase chawan. No ozem rabai. And this is for you asame there. So woman here na kwenja. Within the first 4 months, 120 days, you ban illegal mining and new mining activities. Say, oh, into Nkwafa, what forest is every no. And this if we have illegal mining a warrior. Into activities to be our called forest is every baby. 9 of our forest reserves. As a 3rd April. Na you claim 7 waketu. MPP now on my impano kwano mo okasha hen forest reserve no mo all say nan. Onye na enyiwu na onu mo ma ba pado no wabaka cha hen dai. Yenya hwe on tase. Esma no onye obibia. From 1957 and I've gone through most of our mining laws in enlightenment. I've gone through some of them. No precedent. But them people for ye. And I ain't there. All those mining in the forest reserve, you bunido or illegal. Until you better then, you bet you win if you ho. Na forest reserve, you're protected. 9 of them, you are just 7. MPP is not comfortable that you are just 7 and until you are mobile. Into ono no ho asam na esuman wayen babaka. But you see Sidem amesha asen or you better and appropriate in such conversation there mpemfo wase dem mo wan no asen not the horror channel and I hear them na working. So why is the MPP not interested in my Yana say, not the war of Chanahan. But this man, Ami. MPP Bar Benham 2017. What transfer Moko to mu? But are you saying there 2016 MPP manifesto? No woman that one transfer will be. But in this 120 days contract, social contract with Ghanaians. I even a president mama kade when you be easy.
Okay, during the campaign period, but it's not part of the 120 day.
So that's what I'm saying there. If you don't take care, or that you put all the things that NDC intend to do in 4 years. Now that 120 days when I be Matse the angle of 24-hour economy. That's always he say that 24-hour economy What is this? And now we are not interested in Kitamuza or that to memufun. Politicians in Winhiana.
So a specific target, an immediate target or settlement there within 120 days. Any target I must set home.
This is basic in planning. Until I message there. Sometimes it's a one and task it because planning no when they are doing all programs, policies what was about one number of people what can we if you also there or do you specific and until abazu no woman on your specific. They are talking of order as a precuna or you achievable. Or you measurable. Or you realistic. Or you time bound. So they use the word smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. One more, 120, one can 2 years, one can 3 years old. See, if you cannot critique this, no man okija platform do can send me. Okwa baby, okakasa into us demi. Waba benumun where you be easy. What does the Mpakwa way in isn't got to do with the 120 days promise? But why? It's the 120 days contract.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same as State of the Nation?
No.
So even the MPP want to go that length of presenting State of the Nation when we are talking of a specific 25 items that has to do with what President Mahama paid all year in 120 days. On woman the State of the Nation. The State of the Nation. The Constitution also gives the time or order was a year. Wama amanfo when you anje here politics you kakra.
You know dey me that say. I got to.
Yeah, it's one. MPP ni bia nko gina baby anka nche Ghana for the one nyasa. Say NDC for no watch Ghana for hoba won ko de hye on hoba.
Kastle FM.
You see when you sue them they are okay. You know, but sir on when two man yards they tell us they here share Ghana for hoba.
But if you measure the president on the 120-day promise or make it, has it failed?
It's my model. Mr. Temeka said, the MPP say you assess the press conference and assess government on the 120 days contractor or the manifesto. See, as I'm okay, including within the 120 days, Adena Abanso Aye. Iyo ya hoba. Separate shaka na for indirectly yen them. Munia.
But Ebokodo maybe. The president set a target for himself. No, put things down within 120 days. Eyina mess me by.
Metanaham manka them 120 days manka wasama. And obi catch them there. Why there? We to achieve it 3. Now one now I achieve Mumbanse man. I don't celebrate mediocrity. Say, I don't celebrate mediocrity. And she said, "You, and I'm so say a catch them there 90 days a bay at the Mazano. Titru ne catch a gun COVID-19 president and no it's from yet. It's about within 90 days. You scrap it. Abba 90 days na say entum the COVID-19 level and scrap them mama and some in the excuses are why should I clap for you? Why should I appraise you? Next na catch them there answer them. Are you also telling me say the next question I'm saying is he telling me the COVID-19 within the 90 days say President John Mahama was able to remove it and go for Bosi. So why am I saying it? You are not comfortable. Na catch in there. I mean, as some Americano. Yes, she Ghana for Aruba. It's not like that. Munya, you see, them galamsey issues, and whatever it is. Into Ghana for Saban.
Yes.
The MPP and one home wasn't. And I'm wa. And so you end this Emmanuel Kono. And okay, the Ubutum Asov. They told us a lot of things about Galamsey. And I was it or ye best one contract within 120. And I'm saying the airline will have the bed in a be abolished and at the be for. But as a core parliament or ye amendment in a year. Question of the mission did you tell Ghanaians they amend and they abolish? Because my no in catch Ghana for the bay. Only ya by the Ghana for Munia. Oh yeah, page number 17. On Oye offended. 112 this contract now. See how government commenced the review of Customs Amendment Act 2020 to scrap the law banning the importation of salvage vehicles to rescue local and automotive industries as at Swami Magazine, Kokompe, Abosoka, among others. So you commence the review of the Custom Amendment Act 2020, within the 90 days, 1 year.
Commencing the review.
Why? Can you show me evidence?
Only this
there's nothing in parliament within 90 days. Not parliamentarians when you were before work breaker. No, I said, oh yeah, within the 90 days. Remember, see how laid before Parliament a new bill to streamline government scholarship administration, prohibits political appointees from accessing government scholarships, and eliminates political patronage, secularism and nepotism, and corruption in awarding government scholarship. Till lay before Parliament. But within the 90 days, Parliament was any bill laid in Parliament to do that? One year. MPP for Shagana Faroba. You are not comfortable because what you told Ghanaians, you did not do it. Sure? The very deceptive on oil number 2. Constitute the leanest and most effective government under the Fourth Republic in my first 90 days in office. Actually, the presidents now, President John Dramani Mahama, not appointees, especially ministers and deputy ministers, no, sure, but the 60
years.
Why 56? The numbers are correct. Because 16 people only. But also the leanest government, actually appointment is or a lean, but or deceptive.
How?
Sebio, Abekaya, the year 2024. You know, actually government machine, now one watch that office of the president. Because of one aquatia, and them on monuments, whatever it is, or from one appointees in all those people and the government machinery. MPP the whole year spent 324 million Ghana cedis. And that meno kasi, with cutting down numbers, not appointees. Are you aware? The president will appoint all regional organizers in the NDC, 60 regional, as regional staff operators.
Presidential staff in charge of operations.
In all regions. Their salary is equivalent to deputy ministers. That is why government machinery is now one and money is about 2.7 billion. Although the numbers are small, but urban sika. What's about the amount now? Or big. Mamon call number 19. Number 19, my account, ban on every number 20. Launch the Black Star Experience Initiative as Ghana's flagship culture, art and tourism brand to transform Ghana into a preferred tourism destination.
Yes.
While launching the programming, I've gone through the budget. There's no specific allocation to this program. And anybody can prove me the page of the budget. I'll go there and check it. But while launch.
Black Star Experience.
Yes.
Yes, while
launch.
But in the budget, no allocate
allocation to so people to my pinpoint baby them is what's our demo program? They should tell me.
But in say the foreigners will be coming in like what the year of return, no? Is it not the same?
Or the same, but here ends not our budget anymore. And a long program, or a whole year program. They have festivals for clothing, food, blah blah, and so on. December return of Bazi the not count.
But they can seek for sponsorship for that program.
See,
should it be in the budget? Maybe. Should it be in the budget before a program can run?
One is was here, and have you been told one Obinis was here? Mempe excuses because President Kasawa, the manzaman home. Baby and you they are going to seek sponsorship to run that program. You are giving an excuse to it.
Messi, and I want to seek sponsorship for
because
the
I get them not working. Said to Mercy, lastly,
what kind of over luncheon so and kada your lunch na allocate sika to it into sika number then you can afford them.
Baby okay our mamanka blasters maybe I'm interested par mamanko I'm the baby all your investigation to all your cathedral and the manzamano. Sebekaya. If you're here, Emma, and I'm a catcher there. National Cathedral, Emma.
That is 23.
23. I'm a candidate for real open investigation into the major unresolved criminal cases, including the Ayawaso.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm page now, but to be aware this is what part of it will come. Share. I took him now. Sunday be Betsinaha, Emma, and I provide you there. National Cathedral now, and this work once several times. Why bunker for the way you we are Ghana for one scar. And as you know, why a forensic audit will wonder though? No be catch them that the forensic audit no one here man what show yado. And the international firm or yet the forensic audit were Deloitte and Touche. But what? The same Deloitte and Touche has been assigned to you by President Asamoah Kano to also do a similar investigation. Maybe now I had no better interest in Pano. Or the same firm. Emma, in the ways in can I them investigations. What the report about? Assuming without admitting that the same firm what you them investigation now what the different reports about are on tally with the same report what you now how will Ghanaians and me and you describe them? Listen, interesting times already.
Okay.
Ahead.
But I say, Ankara too. Okay. So this voice in Kawasam by President. Okay.
I promise to initiate inquiries and forensic audits into several critical matters of public interest. This war against corruption continues unabated. The Minister for Health is reviewing the Auditor General's report on the COVID-19 expenditures. After the review, the appropriate actions will be taken. The Sputnik V scandal is under investigation. The Minister for Finance has launched an inquiry into the collapse of indigenous banks and financial institutions. And make no mistakes, facts will be unearthed, culprits will be punished, and lessons will be learned. The Minister for Energy and Green Transition has commenced investigations into the PDS scandal. Deloitte and Touche is conducting an independent audit of the National Cathedral project. I expect their report by the end of this month. A number of officials have been invited and questioned concerning the 13th African Games. On April 30th, 2025, the Attorney General filed 11 charges against a former National Signals Bureau Director General and others for various offenses. Charges will also be filed in the Accra SkyTrain and the National Service Ghost Name scandals. The Office of the Presidential Advisor on Corruption will continue to receive complaints and reports regarding graft for onward transmission to the Attorney General, building on the success of the oral mechanism, which received over 2,000 complaints in just a few weeks.
So, Angato, these issues are President Bubodo. Is it not worth investigating?
Well, why not? He has a mandate. But my investigator with everything in this country. But Mark has said, I just know one of the.
That is the National Cathedral.
Yes. And I told you the last time there, why your investigations were the more National Cathedral for once Kasem. And Femina, President John Mahama Bon is in Deloitte and Touche, in a way them investigations. I'm saying the same firm. And what the investigation, there was verdict and pronouncement on it by the firm President John Mahama. I can't want the investigation. And I'm saying, say happy you. If the same firm work for another investigation, now otherwise of what they have done before, how you rate that firm and believe that report?
So in Tinkawan from a different firm, now 1 year investigation into that.
Interesting times what ahead of us.
Let us say, Commander.
Well, I'm confused, Kakanti, but today a bomb. A teacher in a set questions as a mom of another answer. 4 questions. I prefer answer number 3. Which one is a mediocrity? You may be a very bad teacher. Very bad teacher. That you said 4 questions for one student to answer. I prefer to make training with Bassa.
Well, I pass mark in the
na teacher in there. You don't celebrate mediocrity.
Because when you're 4, I
can't believe this.
Okay.
You must be a very bad teacher. Basin and Pocho. 120 days in office contracting. National Cathedral Wumbia. Okay. Even in elections, what's there? No 2 elections are the same.
Kastle FM 90.3
But you can vote in elections. What's it? No 2 elections are the same. So each one of them are distinct from each other. When they say they are not the same, they are not talking about result. Moving through there, because on there, sometimes when we speak, if you want to say, "What was the name, baby?" Elections are, or it's a process. No election is an event. No investigation conducted in any institution will be the same or will give you the same result. Because even time, what's it? Time and value. So within the process, my again last year, if you conduct the same investigation today, need the same result. So, first of all, whether it is
so in this, the impression is that them Deloitte and Toshina were investigations into the National Cathedral project. The investigation why and that don't know. Now or conduct another investigation. In there now the work on the project in one hot, and there's nothing going on. 1 year investigation be the outcome, we shouldn't expect the same outcome. Whereas the same project.
No, there's no way you will get the same result. Mama was in Tukun. In time, where the first forensic audit? Well, the Mama can forensic. You can audit because I don't know the nature or the type of audit that were conducted. In time, you use the general term audit. In period. But I know that were conducted them auditing before you soft no kit is in ABN. But I'm can for Mr. There, minimum timer was conducted on audit. But I know that audit was conducted before you were there. You were soft no kit is in ABN. Why should you be worried there or the same entity not conduct another audit? Why should MPP be worried? Said one company, no way, us a clean. Now what's on Sanan Kaya audit in BM? It's all there, Emma Winwaji, because he will still come back there clean. You don't have to be worried about it. Uncle Suman, Samakade, Onenche, Maika, 18 maybe some questions or a chip, and on ya as if you may be a. What am I telling your station manager or your CEO? Oh, then radio the Tobai came with some questions now. Charles on you may be our BBR. What am I telling him? It is so what can you in there? 14 days I be your ministers on your BBR. Now we're gonna based on this as a 2 aban. What's on your BBR, Mawa? if it is not insult. But I mean, I'm more draw attention to it, and I'm a measure roba. What's you are a listener? Just to me, if it is me, fine. Because yet the contract, young Magana Fundedo. This contract was presented to Ghanaians before they took the decision there. What to Obama NDC? Now I'm my MPP. Over 1.7 million vote margin. This was before it. The subject of Ghana you who the margin in Chanu here. No to Obama here. The person has some belief in this contract. It is a fulfill out there. But if you want to look down upon that decision, na Ghana you o make in voting for us, you are not being fair, or you are telling the person that said you, maybe at the time we'll make any decision and one take right. Might say some other scholars or those experts in some of these things, research work now. Obidum has some work in there. President Mahama has touched almost everything now. Okan 120 contract, 120 days contract. Baby, on to me yayin. On here, man can fulfill. Baby, on to fully on implementing. On here, another institution in order to achieve it. One of them here, when it comes to legislative instruments. And that within the period, abandon take shape. So Parliament won't call break. No, some of them because so legislative instrument or the whole 121 days. What about? BBI and you. So if there's an attempt, and in our criminal jurisprudence, what's the word for BB? The intent and the action, the otus real and the mens real. Ma also impanal junimo wazi ya banan. Na banana wayen. And they say that if it is a criminal trial, the prosecutor should prove beyond reasonable doubt that mpakona junimo na waboniti mo podo bayaban. MPP for say there, or do some of these things are your intention. So President Muhammad developed the intent, went further to establish, launch a program. Mabo. Blaster experience. Mamankan Brafuni. Launch the Black Star Experience initiative as Ghana's flagship culture, art, and tourism brand to transform Ghana into preferred tourism destination. It's a branding as it's a branding as. So we are only using the Black Star Experience as a way of branding our tourism.
Yes.
You're in creative art and tourism industry. Mm-hmm. Why should somebody say that? We want a budget. What caption there? Black Star Experience budget. Into it. Yes, man. Sometimes they want. I want to one more Ghana for Kakro. Maziame Paucha, I much when you about Sabu, Medusa, and Yauni Kumaba. You people should also help Ghanaians. I'm using a model in a way to brand my product. Product in one no original source of funding. Why should you ask me that? As in I'm using Maza Brandon or don't know.
And it falls under Ministry of
Tourism, Creative Arts.
Yes.
And that is a model. What I mean by a model, a means as it be I want. If you are doing your branding, somebody said that the branding should come with a different sponsorship or package. Aside station Nankisana's or by studio where you have done a lot of branding and but your marketing because it's been a man, but you have done a lot of branding. Can somebody say that? Because the main budget for the station on capture branding. Whatever means you want to do by way of branding, it should come with a cost and the budget must be known.
Okay.
Yes, man.
10 seconds.
This 120 days contract or you're unprecedented in the history of Ghana. No precedent. No, you Ghana for accord this contract. Yet, then they said there was an MPP guy be Otantoba. Not now, so MPP, but the next time Zoom will be. No, I can all comparison be Nazi. There's nowhere. Obias, static clear 25 things up at all yet as a contract. President Mahama, why? That is why Nkofubia over the period one cast some papam fanu. Said that Professor Stephen Adai. For all of them to commend it, it means that there's a paradigm shift from our usual ways of doing things. Now you move to another direction. Obisu butu mwabana we decided or than 100. Obi butu mwakado than 150. Whatever. But let it be documented. Over the period, may you wind there and one wabana wabu there. Made the 100 days in office. My enemy. This one, the person stated what he is going to do. And I yatin when I am marking. Into say marking now marking, baby or when it's what catch out there he marking 18 into Christian and Akasan. Then we'll move on.
And you know that's it. All right. It was a high Kastle 90.3 FM. My main kind of message is kakra. Na yenkoinim. The MPP man is frustrating the listeners. The then president promised to build the cathedral to his God, but he ended up dipping his hand into the national coffers by dumping $58 million into the ground. And you are there defending the indefendable fraud. He should come again. Uncle Paul from Bacano. Neza Ozi Abanyen Ewoho. Tell Ato he should listen well. The report given by the national was the first part. The National Cathedral officials, Miss Joyce Ayer, said it. The second part is not out, please. John Mahama said they are investigating. This is a continuation. Okay. When so there as the Abanyen Medase. Oh, come good afternoon. Tell Malam Osman that I like the way he's talking with sentiment that his Arsenal has been eliminated from. Oh, I said more. Yeah, and we have been coming to Arsenal in the more here. No, I'm Arsenal for on to. Jamie, say I am Madrid the supporter. Champions League, but talking as if as a Ghanaian, he is the best there. God bless you both. On the contrary, my party, the MPP, is just awful and want to use the propaganda to win the next 4 years election. But I guarantee them that they will remain in opposition for the next 200 million years. And I don't care if people say I am an NDC because my party doesn't want the truth, and no wonder Kennedy and Abronye are dating themselves in public. Aim high, Medasi. Come now, NPP will do countless press conferences about President Mahama, but still, we Ghanaians know that he will do for us to improve our living situation in this country. Greetings to my boss, Nuruddin Kobina Isam from Echo Ishan Simeon. Please, Suman, how are you doing, my bro? My greetings to Uncle Ato and our President Mahama's promise is empty. So NDC government is not serious at all. Coming 2028, we will vote them out. They should give Ghanaians break. Okay, Richard from Akotochi. Richard Medase. Good evening, Uncle Suman. God bless you for the good works. Please, these communicators should be constructive in their criticism to make us enjoy listening to them. My regards to my senior brother, Mr. Kwame Amwa Anan at Winyato, Make Kale Agbeko, Amamoma. Shamaba, the mighty Shamaba, good afternoon, host. When they were like Banla fish, they were regarding our efforts, and now that they've been promoted to red fish, their drivers are answering our calls. These politicians, Nyame do. Greetings to my age mate Mayor George Justice Atan. Shababa, you with us Elho. All right. Yanko yenenim na okay. Me can good evening, Uncle Suman. God bless you for the good work. Please, okay. I think Eja Mark can or test message into there will be no need there. My son Mark can or bio. Good afternoon. I'm Richie K from Abra. Please, I really want to understand something here. Government has been deducting VAT from anything I buy. I pay tax virtually on everything I buy from shops and some service providers. I have a shop. I pay temporary structure tax, license and other annual taxes. But when my shop gets attacked by robbery, I'm not sorted by any government. We pay for people to clean our gutters, but no government department is ensuring those things anymore. My problem is some of us are paying for what we are supposed to pay, but we don't get anything from the government now. Being security and other threat to our work. What is the government doing for us now? Oh, okay. In Roberts or Cobo here no be shop my the government should compensate you for that.
There's one tax on chair. That's how to do it. Insurance.
Ebia we general fan count. So chair so go chair.
Because they say if the shop is attacked.
Yes.
So the insurance
need to come in and then pay.
Maybe the disaster. Then government also comes in. That is the angle of not.
And even disaster cry, property insurance, they will also come in.
But so some nations not more pay the loss. They were doing what they call the rescue, so they should come in
and support
the person. But
may that say, and see what's it? Oh, insurance. Fuck our listing on exactly 40 minutes past 4. And command baby then we need to continue on that part. But I don't know if we can do 3 minutes on this. Now on the CD depreciation. I mean CD no I appreciate or gain against the dollar. Professor Babuatin say we shouldn't celebrate now. I mean don't celebrate CD gains if prices remain the same. And then the more 3 minutes na in common and pick a course.
Okay, see, no. We are sure that only the governor of Bank of Ghana, because what the governor is saying there, the team is not interested in. We are targeting this. They want the system to just flow its normal way. In the IMF spring meeting, on the sidelines and granting interview so he raised those concerns, but moving through there, I think early latter part of April or early April, the finance ministry and the BOG did something. We're pushing close to 495 million into the system. Sisi you can say ejuma one man didn't look for more than Kofu can say. If I the equa say here, Bisa one of Bacacho, Uncofa was $1 by Beji cities in Wadoson.
Now, Uncofu the dollar by Beji city.
Yes.
It should be the other way around.
Aha. Jode, What to dollars in?
One for mentema, one dollar no be depreciate more.
In fact, it's going down. But I by injecting those capital or those funds, resources into the system, maybe you are looking at inflation. But I'm not an economist, but they say there also for BB push and pull factors. Until BB will push the dollar up. Na BB sort of down. Today, more China before me. I'm the only moment or you ways in Queen. The economists are saying there, other yes and yeah, another leg of it. That is the production. So in the area of the production, then we'll be looking at and we reduce importation. Because through this import, no that there be as a dollars and then as a crabber. But say you go do you money be ha. Na say Obama importation na perform. Na export na koso. So the more ye importing, there's a pressure by see no do. The more ye exporting, see no ya hozen. The more yana reserves are while koso na no keka. What it also does is that among buffer. And I tell that we call the shock absorber you juma. Ntebu munema, papa na eko baby. All of them help, but as a crowd, obo boy in a kasi is to move away from importation to export. Ntebu there, President Mahama is working on a model that the export accelerated a year, and he said that he's going to chair it. The reason is that. So you told me you sustain. Now you more export. Look, how many are you to me? Been missing there, politician, politics and but one kind of there. We shouldn't be partisan. But politics is part of us. In fact, I want to call an alien. A politics that is motivating you to do that. But say you told me. You sustained the export. Na Ghana, utum oye more of export. None fason. It doesn't need OB to be MPP, NDC. But what it means is that omana yetimen obey ya ma now.
But currently, I know. I mean, we are having a stability. But in Frida, it is not appreciating in the markets.
Say time na all concern. I you feel it.
Yeah.
The conversation was not about dollar now concern to 1 to 200 mum. Obian Kadaman. Obian Frank Kade unprecedented in the history of Ghana.
Other markets and your more what to
Obian can join there unprecedented in the history of Ghana. Here 17 cities and signing your $1. Nti egozifun 1 to 1 in the mum. Here no conversation in there because abana and share dollar ni yenti.
All right.
Wama dollar na one Sydney wama Sydney na hata eke hatalization of Nana Akufo-Addo. Nti in the conversation in there the wake in there. Wa before ma amoso one find then before. But look at the people who are saying it. Or Ghana for. And check the voices. It being shut down near MPP and this are some. You are even getting some MPP for saying there. Market handlers and so one more than Umbro. That is a crown call.
All right.
Other Ghana for than
better say. Agato, my mama wants the opportunity.
Mama clear the mazi. I just asked a question about the audit firm. Whether Obayem do another Oyem do. Messi, the same audit firm are why audits on national country now. Oba keshe hende. We who at the bonibia or woman or cheddar usimisi ABC ages the miskano or wombusano. The same firm bear audit you. And I'm saying there, it will be interesting. No,
but it doesn't also mean that Obia your auditor on comments another audit again.
And I'm saying it will be interesting for the same firm to come and tell us there's another different thing.
All right. But
But
the first audit, what was the purpose? Now there's going to be another audit into the audit that they did.
Yeah. Our ebia no make am for them ebia me pe director you. Our pe ebia as on see na ebisem. What's the name you want?
Now what's American you see?
I'm saying that them firm why you them auditing that?
All right.
The same firm has been commissioned again to do another investigation on the same national cathedral.
Okay.
Now so on the adverse reports about on the same as first one where now. The firm, how will you look at that firm?
All right, Yanko, the CD gaining strength against the dollar.
And money, here is some will. Share Sebekaya, the CD move up to almost like the year 2022. Okoya could do almost like 16 Ghana cedis. But about December 2023, or buy about 9 cedis to the dollar. I want to get a short memory and can remember this.
December 2023.
Yeah. I think 9 cedis or 10 cedis or so. But then there was drastic oil fall of the dollar at that time. In a petrol prices, the year 2022, a liter was around like 23 Ghana cedis per liter. Say also Bafuma around 12 per liter. The same question I be saying is being asked today. There up and then now the man's we see not prices of goods and services still also no me the kwala be on what turn as but cancer meet your hand the one reduce petrol first or say lorry first na the men's amanity zaman the man award ton obisu ka chendo that don't know what ton no enwa ona na was answer word ton. You see, that is the excuses that they give us, and clearly it's Ghanaians that it affect them. But the most important thing, when you are here, no matter you're shortened, no matter how you pump in more dollars to sustain the city, if you don't answer that export, now make sure exports more than you import. You cater the import of other products are able to iron waha. Now you continue to do the exporter. Them short-term measures in them it doesn't last. So because if you don't produce and export to gain more dollars, but I prefer there as the dollars nezbo gum. As a short-term measure now, you can't sustain it. And I'm glad that this time round on Emma, mind you, all that Ghana for there, and that is why they did not understand it, because yen ye pede as an uncle bay out there resource in Yenya. Emma, young fan there. I'll give you a typical example, like eku juice, you know that fruit juice away in Ghana, or export to you. But mind you, your bigger companies are all what you. Why ya won't swear the name? What export? Atmasa. Instead of compete with those people, and especially urban local, especially when interest rate na demanda every year them productions na. O competitor na other country na. Nisn't a very rene. Obufum. Okay. That is why I even say we call import poba. It can compete with local ones na hard no. Into all these factors, or they to me, able to my export and why they work or so, what the local ones or the my people will consume it. Say it as it. Into day now, or then, but there are a lot of factors why about clearly the cities are appreciating against the dollar. But I mean, Emma, if I'm an NDC president, I will celebrate it because I will take it as achievement. Say it as it. Okay. So I don't begrudge them, but Messi be a cedar, Emma. Especially traders, did not reduce their prices. Them excuses wasn't my hand. Why am I then? watch it. No, be so about be friend okay why they price control now. This time we don't have price control. So that's matter. Or demand and supply. In our or drive them the factor no. I mean what too for more shop be or Abraham Motomenzama.
All right. I'm going to face him.
No yard bet madam shop.
And Timon is in.
But Echo bet 3 shops for Abraham and Zaman can work on 50 Ghana cedis no. On our ton the no 45 Ghana cedis. Being here advert madam shop. Yeah, exploit. Say what has that?
All right.
Men call them one place pen and engage on because our market are
all right. So month average December 2023 was around 11 cedis exchange rate Ghana to US dollar month average December 2023 11 cedis 65 0244 40804602464 Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Marco Brata.
Cabrata and Pacho Minteo.
I'm you're the MPP. I've been doing assessment in pool. They want to talk against the government. This government, why the store Olugu. So Olugu, one of our Tambu crew. I didn't need to more. And this is other the also work a blue matches. Later, which from no work at the work Garen City. Mother, a trauma, a good dollar in the Marcy, a good city in the Marsa, Yan City. I've been here, and the mayor. I mean, there are commission there. One of minority leader. Someone can China, and a woman MP party in Akufum.
Let us see.
We sent in there. I don't want to support today, Papa.
All right.
I don't know Mahama what when I bought no. I finished the press conference today. The Mahama Bayano. It's all very marking. Or look good any matter, Papa.
Let us see. Good evening.
Fine, Papa.
Something
about
me
too. Just a case. It's a day. The man what to do now. The plan what to do. And move what to do. You ain't been that day. Not what to do about what to do, mind. Not the fair, more than what time, cement, more than what time, and more than what taco, motion, iron.
All right.
I'm
an
all dying.
Good evening. Yeah, Chairman too. Me too. What's your good then? Assist us to answer your guma.
Kastle FM 90.3.
All right. Okay. All right, you made us. But me who no me say all right. Oh you. Okay, made us see. Made us see. Good evening. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What promise today?
Yamiadumo Papa.
Much better to Sama, and I know the from Alijara.
Alijara and Pocha Yanko.
But this one, the one that you see, it might only see you. It is a word you say you, impossible you, sir. Impanana actually need no. Aye. You can one minority leader. If a condo, I have a customer, I'm a fancy paying by him. One not someone
and say or your MPP for one minority leader. Into one minority leader is MPP and why should I rob
one also one I mean if I pay by him.
And say you put on NPP who knows one minority leader. So MPP minority leader. And
the first that's what yeah.
I'm a moon somebody be our hunty. I be away one someone on there. Young queen, young queen.
Yes, man. Shabasho go matter. Near the day is grand. You may then up to boom warm. Don't know what to ask for, but able to be one. So the young more time to the boy swan or cool. Shen down your quit 5 cities. I know quit 5 cities to go for go my arm. I'll say Punabra, no more that. Until one, until your bumpay. Ghana, or Yamana, Anambwa. Until bumpay. As we talk about Mamma, be the one kind SMP, one can be MP boy, one can young badger. The age of man. You're about you are the one. You're queen, but all dead and young by the son. Mamma can young by the son. All
right, good evening.
I just one.
For me too. All right.
Now we're going to that mission. A big kind of woman, not leader. Maybe so kind of one coming Kumano. Ning na yeso fan kata na de mo ken on ya de papa.
Enko yenim.
Ebako yenim. Afara mabada. Ya, mo brother do video Kastle be there. Boti kofo otu security wudamo anamobwa. Inti yenu MPP amanyoku. Obi esida yesu ya yedem azimeda. Watu abia mayenada. Inti se ande yenu MPP fo ye ka de NDC won ba power do. But the NDC aba. Inti the matter the NDC fo no so ande wo ka de MPP won ba power do. One kede one MPP no force President Mahama there. On Babaka 140 days asemo. Now no catch in the body 140 days no. They no obey the
120 days on 140.
Okay, 120 days no. No be na no bobu no contest ni yesu assessment there. Me okay no. Nini na ya me aye no on favor yen. Mo aye de ile the betting tax no. Yefi wo. But the committee levy no yin for. But then this bomo nkade ye photo no. Na kata no ken. Yes, you be no one question. Around the corner.
All right. Good evening, Papa.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Nyame adum mpocha wonso e.
Ohiye dodo. Aya na hwana wo fran. Ale tsena hwana wo mpena na oya me ye wo de. Na hwekasa waka efo abaka mase yenko. Anhwene ya wo bodwin de awomom agya atum. Se obi kada hwana Kwame Nkrumah da mefore Kenya or a founder of a nation. Into money nyina yane eja a oje o man ma hena. Number one leader or a party dodo multi party. Intinya NDC nko, PNC nko, CPP nko. Imom ojina homa one political party. Intihan CPP 4, PNC 4, yenyi MPP. Into MPP who leader. Fanson, Nasa Chinayan, and Tawo, and for me. A Honian dollar 6 hours before me a wire and SMP share and Yama and a walker bar. Young fine yashi, no what peddler walker and when your dollar city seen to us on a crabio no. And beside the 50 Bosuma and Basa and Nanny. And a easy for Accra Yamabia, what would be was an crabio. And other government establishment in Wakran maybe what will you do? What you see? And so what's an crack? It's in $1 and I would read that for money. No, and I fear you will bring one day. Yes, say, Sika.
Madase, Papa, all right. We say Yanabrasso, and fancy our. In fact, Memo and Bribery on the first day in more than almost 30 minutes. Inti I am more than 30 minutes call-ins inti one fan cham ye de si e wa de yan konim enye no din ya no bra pon kra inti ya fancy too
nkomana no yi de yes no ajaze say what's a dollar befuma awe kede se dollar na befuma o de yi bi so de wa so ihu ati iki change bi ma odahwa wosora. Say, you can change the other one was out. I want to work at the web phone with the inability of no reduction, another no appreciation of the dollar. Or the city no appreciation of the dollar, or the reflect to a market, not so on by ya. Into Munkada the Minty or Jada one so. another umbefum. It's on but minima de some man cabrofuni and a man.
All right.
Okay. Say a peda what so do. I and the umbre foam my young time. As in our befum. That's that because we are befum. Nemo Manzama or market and wanted to do it umbefuma. A buna wire today, a dana send no scene.
Ahinzi.
Yachewi. Yetran Fain. Nimbum. In Faina, ye train, a week could be in Faina. The fact that the maybe couldn't Faina doesn't mean that a win one channel.
Watch it. Let us see.
Since I can say, one or two market $1 number of them.
Maybe I did that.
I ain't had a cause. To your now come couldn't hear no ma. What crumbs am I? Say I catch one day, baby, where be? Well, so that was said towards another. Jabanaye. But Obika was a prize and control board.
Yes.
Do we have it?
I don't think I haven't come across that.
I'm out for raise concerns. But I'm gonna work and more in free there. We are practicing what we call the free market economy. And in the free market economy, say as a price control as a bar. On over there, a champ 1978.
Let us see. I got to also more a minute now, uncle.
Munya.
I got to.
President John Dramani Mahama. Obi and free trains in the the best mother within 120 days. Moko Kutia or ye first year for world school fees. 120 days and also fees in India. Obi and fact a trains in the within 120 days and 90 days. Moba or ye COVID-19 a 2 essay or ye a wuzi photo. Moba me any 120 days now so any ebe excuse bloom na be mahena obi anto man shedem wa na be shedem edene ebo na mahen again e catch hen there e bo reduce oye a 2 hour car do tractor do machines that are what the agriculture enye dem bo hye no anyam na me hye e hye one kasa na e true go there e be yen within 120 days entum enye and last moment ka the massive yeah.
Yeah, brass.
Make a 1 minute. Make a day. Appointment of ministers. You don't need anything. On your difficult issue with my ya. On your but ministers once now on also within 14 days. How is it difficult? So lastly,
oh, may I say, Uncle to Yana Brasso cry. I in Navy. Lastly,
President Obama also was a NSB boss no court here.
And so
na I will born for that.
Min born for. I mean cafe. I'm not in that position that we born for. Uncle to man cast a miss a man who I'm minimum. All right, we say this see Mrs. Camera Suban Uncle to some na it's in Kandama Commander Nuruddin Kobna Isa. From the NDC side, that's one in camp. High Sense, Anointed Engineering, maxed by Ridge Royal Hotel. Betway, Alfie, tell you, sir, and Game Park, and when you do Mukwa, I was saying, I sent, I made a Jumezini as a brown. Production team, headed by Mr. Bernardo Go, FKK Osman, Black was training to Facebook and after YouTube. Yadobi Biarasi, they throughout the week when you're not in a basic demi. Yami Aduma, Yensan, Jumezini next week. You're best in a shave you. Kwame Nansuman, Macron, bye bye.